Welcome back, everybody. We're here for the GeoGuessr World League Week 4. We're back. I'm Project Bloom, or Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons, here to walk you through the matches that we get today. We're going to have 4 slots of matches, at least 2 matches in each slot. It's going to be a great time. 40 players battling it out, 20 weeks, 4 points in their world ranking. Good times to come. Let's take a look at the game we're playing, what we're doing, how it all plays out. Jake, talk to me about the game of GeoGuessr.
All right, so for those unfamiliar, GeoGuessr is a game where you are dropped somewhere random in the world on Google Street View, and you have to figure out where in the world you are based off of the clues that you see around you, whether that be the mountains in the distance, as you see there, maybe signs, maybe just general landscape clues, architecture, etc. And once you have an idea of where you are, you put a pin down on a map in the bottom right of the screen, and you get more points the closer you are to the location. And if you are exactly on it, you get the maximum score of 5,000 points.
That's the game. That's Geo. And how do our players play competitively? We do best of 3s. The games start with a moving game. The players can move around freely. No restrictions. Find whatever information they can. However, there is a 1-minute time limit. The second game is a no moving game. The players get only one 360 panorama and 1 minute to guess. If we make it to that tiebreaker, that's no move, panning, or zooming. We all love it. We all want to see it. It is one still singular image, and that's all the players have to guess off of. Within that, let's take a look at the scoring amongst these best of 3s. As we can see, if there is a 2-1, the player who wins the match will get 2 points, and the player who loses the match will get 1 point. However, with there being 3 possible points on the table, if a player gets a 2-0, they receive all 3 points toward the world ranking. This world ranking will decide who qualifies directly for the World Cup this summer. Let's take a look at the schedule for today. What are we looking at, Jake?
We've got all kinds of interesting matchups today, as always, starting off with Armani versus Gingi, and then we will have Swan versus Fao after that. Some really exciting ones here. I think Armani versus Gingi is going to be a great one. These players, I don't think we've seen them play against each other on the world stage before. But 2 players, very, very strong. Both have started the league out quite strong, and pretty similar play styles as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they clash with each other. And then Ston versus Fao. Again, Ston, more of a newcomer to the world scene, not somebody we've seen very much on this stage. So it's going to be really interesting to see him play against Fao, who is, of course, veteran of the competition and a semi-finalist in both World Cups in 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, very impressive from Fao, and he's looking for a bit of a comeback here. I think he's a little lower on the world ranking than he wanted to be at this exact moment, but should be exciting. We also are going to get him later in the day at 20:30 Central European Time against Orlando. That's 2 of our last semifinalists, actually, so that should be really exciting matchup to come. Lots of good stuff to come, but let's take a look at our player standings. Now that there are some matches that happened earlier today, and obviously in previous weeks, this is where we currently stand. Captain in first place after this morning now has 21 points. Blinky in second, RC in second. Worth noting, I don't believe Blinky or RC played this morning, and they do have matches today, so we'll see what happens with Captain. Really impressive.
Yeah, it's amazing what Captain has been able to do. I mean, he came into this competition as more of an unknown, a player that we didn't know very much about, but he's clearly proving his worth here. 21 points in 9 matches, and yes, he has played 2 more matches than the 2 players below him, but really a super impressive start from Captain. And then a couple other names in the top 10 worth noting. I guess Zigzag has been playing super well, 17 points in 8 matches, the top player from the Asia Pacific region so far. And then Finbar on 14 points, but worth noting he's only played 5 matches, so he's almost on the maximum number of points that he could be on. So Finbar has been locked in so far as well.
Insanely impressive from Finn. Seriously cool stuff. And yeah, Moo and Zigzag in that 4th and 5th with only 8 matches. So I know we mentioned Captain with 9 at first, but Moo and Zigzag with 8 in 4th and 5th. Also pretty insane. So cool stuff all around. Very exciting. So guys, it's about that time for us to be heading into our first match, which should be quite exciting. As we mentioned, Armani and Gingi. 2 pretty interesting play styles. They both like to go for relatively quick-ish guesses. No MK, but they're definitely confident. They're definitely going to be going for it. Should be a good time. Armani definitely a little more of that confident, fast guesser, but he's been about average guess time here with 30 seconds, at least in terms of the amount of time we have, but a 67% win rate. Impressive.
Yep, 67%, really good so far. He's only played 3 matches so far, Armani. I think is that true of Gingi too? I'm not sure. But Armani, I believe, has won all of his matches 2-1. He considers himself an NMPZ specialist. All of his matches have gone to NMPZ, and he's 3-0 in the NMPZ so far. So he's definitely shown his quality in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. Gingi here, 32 average guess time, similar there, but a lower win rate. So both players, looking to get some points up. They have played less matches than definitely some other people in this league. So good chance for them to gain some points here on the main stage. We're going to be casting it for you. We can take a look here. Armani in that 33rd position, Gingi in that 30th position. Only 1 point difference between the two players. But again, both these players haven't played as many matches as some others in the league. Again, every player will end up playing the same amount of matches. Just got to play out over 20 weeks.
All right. So that looks like Catalan to me, the language on the sign. So that would help the players narrow down a region. Catalan is spoken largely in Catalonia, small parts of far southeastern France or southern France. Gingi's gone in the Basque country. I think the language is Catalan. We'll see if Armani's able to pick up on that or not. It is going to be Spain. He's just going in the Spanish part, but it should be further east, yep.
It appears they both missed the language there, but it's okay. Again, both these players I wouldn't consider necessarily big moving players. As you mentioned, Armani, big on the NMPZ, so
yep.
Maybe a little less information there from linguistics, things like that.
Yeah, Catalan's a pretty tough language to identify. It looks very similar to Spanish a lot of the time, so I can understand that. We have another Spain round here. I think Armani's got a road abbreviation. It's behind his map, but I think it was BA, which may be Badajoz, which is where he is clicking. So I think Armani's got the right idea. I didn't see where Gingi clicked, but I do like the guess from Armani.
Yeah, it makes sense up too. It's very green over in that area. It does work out well for Armani there, but they're not too far apart, so a couple points down to Gingi's health.
Yep. So good job by Armani using the clues in the second round there. And we will see what they get here. Looks like in Australia. Could be interesting.
They do have some signs there. We'll see if they can recognize anything. The B12, probably a pretty small road if I had to guess. So we'll see if any players can find it. They both look calm, collected, ready to go. Gingi gets in some Gen 1 for a second there, but keeps moving. Bigger sign here from Gingi by the looks of it.
Sydney, yeah.
But 965 kilometers away, that's gonna be pretty far distance. But he maybe has seen some of those other towns. Oh, he's got a lot of signs here.
Aoyan or Uyan. Armani's in the same area. I think he's got similar information, although Gingi may have a few more towns to triangulate with. But it looks like he's still a bit confused. He's not quite sure what area he's in. Oh, Armani's considering Western. Oh my gosh.
He keeps it. He keeps it there. If he had moved it, that would have been big points. They look pretty close to each other, almost on top of each other. Yep. So we shouldn't see too much there. 4.
All right. Yeah. Both in the wrong state, but still very close. So unable to quite triangulate based off the signs they had, but they were certainly close enough. And it's more Australia. So 2 Spain, 2 Australia. Very interesting start here.
Love it. I love to see it. Quick guess from Gingi. Doesn't even want to look around. Makes a good region guess. I like where he's guessing. We'll see if it pays off.
I do too. I think he's probably pretty close. Armani's got 4 seconds. He's got to hurry, but he's in a similar area.
Works out well for Gingi. That quick guess puts some pressure on with 2.5 times damage. That's 1,600 health down to Armani. Gingi now takes the lead going into round 5. Still a close game though.
Still close, yeah. You get a lot of that really sort of lush, mountainous kind of look in coastal Queensland, which is where both players were there. But that was a really nice guess from Gingi, because that whole coast area can be quite difficult to region guess within. Anyway, this looks like a Germany. I like the East Germany guess from Gingi with the worse road quality. Yeah, similar guesses from both.
Similar guesses, works out a little better for Armani. Gingi takes a couple points damage, but he still holds his lead. We go to round 6.
Already halfway through.
If this game goes the same, it should be Germany again, right?
Wait, it is.
Wait, it is.
What's going on? It is.
It's Germany again.
What is happening? What are the odds of this? This is incredible.
Someone's got to calculate the odds of this for us, please.
I mean, the odds of this are astronomical, surely.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Wow. So double Germany. Gingi, again, just kind of region guessing, not bothering to move, look for signs, just says, what the heck. I've got a good enough idea. I'm just going to go for it. We'll see what Armani does. He's going right in the middle.
Oh, Click Central go next, but Gingi with a really, really good guess there. That's 1,300 down. Armani's still in it. 3,000 health. Especially with the multis, he could come back. I do believe in him. But Gingi holding out strong. Round 7.
Yeah, Gingi really showing that strong region guessing ability that he has. Making some really accurate guesses here. This is going to be Indonesia. We have a ton of palm trees, which is interesting. So I associate this sort of palm tree spam with northern Sulawesi, but the poles I don't think fit, which is why Gingi seems to be unsure.
Yeah, it seems like
wants to go somewhere else.
He's considering Kalimantan.
See if Armani can find a Kabupaten. He's moving. Yeah, he's got something here. It's nothing though.
Nothing important. Gingi has locked in a guess already. We'll see where Armani follows.
Could be big here. Oh my gosh, he's going Maluku. This may be game here.
This is huge points.
It is Cali.
Wow, it's Kalimantan, but it's East Kalimantan, so a pretty big difference. But with the multiplier, that is enough points for Gingi. On the correct island, he takes the moving game.
A nice guess from Gingi. I totally understand the guess from Armani, because where Armani guessed, you also get a ton of palm trees. I'm not sure the polls were quite right for that area, which is why Gingi went Kalimantan. But I 100% understand the guess. But really, really nice performance from Gingi there.
Yeah, very good performance from Gingi. Those region guesses were very impressive, even with little information sometimes. I'm sure that'll pay off well for him as we go into no move as well. We'll see. Maybe Armani can take it to that NMPZ specialty. We will see how it plays out. Both players locking in, getting ready for a little no move action.
Gingi definitely happy to get a win in what's definitely his weakest mode, but then again, it is also Armani's weakest mode, so I don't think Armani's too worried here. And if he can win the no move, he can take it to the NMPZ, where again he feels, I think, very confident.
So round 1 here, no moving. Would appear we have a Colombia. Pretty confident zoom here from Gingi, actually, on a very specific town. We'll see if that works out for him. What does he know? What is he seeing?
I'm not sure, yeah. I do like the guess. I mean, we've got some thatched roofs for more commonly in the north, where both players are going. The way they know it's Colombia, I mean, there's a lot of things, but for one, there's a white signpost by the bridge. You get a lot of white signposts in Colombia compared to the other Latin American countries. But I think it does feel kind of dry, and it's not super mountainous, so it makes sense going a little away from the Andes, still in an area that's quite hilly, so I think both players' guesses are quite good here.
Shouldn't see too many points. Relatively close, no multis. See if anyone can get a really good guess here. Just equidistant. Armani very slightly closer. Little 39 points down to Gingi's health.
Still very impressive guesses from both. I mean, you couldn't quite tell because the map never zoomed out, but 26 kilometers away is extremely impressive on a round like that.
Definitely round 2 here.
Interesting. Okay.
Possibly a Western Australia. Red dirt, the trees, the landscape, all very indicative of the area.
Gingi initially had his pin in South Australia, and he's thinking about it, which is, yeah, my first instinct was definitely Western, but I could see South Australia. It's definitely possible. I understand
for sure.
Gingi's dilemma here. It looks like Armani's more confident in Western Australia, trying to just line up a road here. Gingi is not sure.
You can get some pockets of South Australia for sure that can be quite red, and especially this sort of lighter red, as Western Australia has some very deep red dirt, as well as red like this too. But so South Australia could make sense. We'll see if he does do it. People tend toward Western Australia with the red dirt, but we'll see where it ends up being here with the time up. It is just Western Australia. Gingi a little closer, happy he didn't move.
Very happy. Yep, Australia, a huge country, so even on 1.5x damage, that would have been pretty major had he made that switch.
Go to round 3 now. Players in quick, zooming around, looking. Turkey, confident from Gingi. Makes a lot of sense. Architecture pulls. I believe we do have a Gen 4 cam, white car, antenna.
Yep, lots of good clues for Turkey. I think both players are... Neither of them is going to have a problem with this, but the region guess is a little more difficult. Looks like they're both pretty close to the middle here. Not taking any major risks. I like it. I could see it being more east as well, but I'm not really sure. Turkey's a tough country. It's just a bit north.
Just a bit north. Both players, similar guess. Very central. Not too much to talk about there as we move on to round 4.
Instantly zooming into Mexico. I like it with the agave plants that we see all around the road here. You get lots of those around Mexico. We do have a building that has, I think, sort of more white bricks that building is made of, maybe, which is more common towards the east of Mexico, although again we only have one house, so it's not like it's that clear. But Armani's guess is a little further west, so we'll see what happens here.
Gingi is very good at Mexico, considered one of the best, so we'll see. Yeah, he makes a really good guess there. With 2.5 times damage, that's going to be some decent points down to Armani. That's 2k damage done. Big lead here for Gingi now. Pretty close to flawlessing. Hasn't taken much health at all. Only that 39-point round. We go to round 5.
Gosh, is this new Oman coverage? It looks like it, yeah. And this could be significant because Oman is deceptively large. And Armani's in Kazakhstan. Okay, well,
oh, wow.
This is definitely going to be significant if... Which is it? Gingi's not sure.
Gingi's considering...
I'm not either, to be 100% honest with you. Because Western Kazakhstan can be really dry. He's going Kazakhstan now. Or maybe he was just laughing because his first instinct was Oman and he realized he was wrong, but...
yeah, maybe.
I can understand the confusion for sure on a round like this. No signage or anything.
Makes sense. Both players are now finally in a pretty similar area, I believe. Is Gingi considering
China? What is he doing?
I don't know. Just picking a random spot to zoom in.
And it's Oman. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. That's amazing.
Gingi drops a GG. That was incredible.
What a round. Yeah, I mean, my first instinct was Oman, but I mean, I don't know. I don't even know the difference either. I don't know if there are subtle differences in the car meta, but to be honest, that's something I would expect the players to know. So maybe the car is just the same. I'm not sure.
It might be the same car. I think it would make sense. I do know off the top of my head they look quite similar, so... I see it. We go to round 6 now.
Oh my goodness.
The players
Armani
finding what they can.
A little unhappy with that, knowing that he's behind and needs to win this game and could have done it there.
Could have, but he was confident.
In Kazakhstan
yeah.
The entire round. Yep. So this is interesting. I don't see much here. Is it France or I guess Spain? I mean, Gingi's in Spain, so
there seemed to be a little highway sign that looked like those Spanish highway signs. I think is what they're basically going off of here.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't spot that. Yeah, but. Oh, that thing over there.
That maybe? Right there, yeah, on Armani's screen. It's just near Madrid. I mean, Armani's a little closer. That's a little bit of a hit to Gingi there.
He'll take what he can get. 4 rounds to go, and he needs to get those points back.
Definitely round 7 now. 4 times damage. This is a moment where a comeback could be made, especially with only about a 2k difference in health here. Definitely possible for Armani. Keep it alive. Take his NMPZ dreams to fruition. We'll see, though. It looks to be a Brazil here. Oh, we have a Manaus guess here from Armani. Quite interesting. Oh, switching to Accurate. I like that a lot more. This sort of dry, lightly hilly. Oh,
they're
wow.
switching around.
Big difference. Oh,
and now he's back to Manaus. Now Gingi's in Belém. I mean, I don't know. It's certainly Amazonian Brazil. You have this sort of dense green vegetation with these palms that sort of come out like fountains almost, is what the leaves do. Those are very common in the Amazon. But the players' guesses are very different here. We could see big points on offer.
big country, big points, Jake. 3 seconds to go. Pretty different guesses. It is
Great it was.
And Armani was there at first. That could have won him the game if he had stayed. He still does deal a lot of damage down to Gingi. And now Armani with almost a 2k point lead.
Yep. Both players had that idea, but that's the thing about Brazil. It's so tricky. This is interesting, though. Gingi... It's worth noting, Armani is a very strong US player. Stronger than you might expect. So you might think that Gingi has a big home field advantage here, but I'm not sure that that's the case. Armani is very, very strong as well. We will see, though. This definitely looks like I could see far North California. I could see Oregon or Washington.
I like it a lot as well.
Mostly what the players are considering. I don't see yellow things on the polls, which are the California indicator, but
yeah,
it's worth noting I have had rounds in Modoc County in the far northeast that have not had those, so I still can understand Gingi's guess for sure.
Gingi from California, maybe a little bias, wants it to be there. We'll see. I could see it as well. It is an amazing guess from Gingi. He's on it. 4.5 times damage. That's a decent hit to Armani, but Armani still holds his lead, but takes 1,000 points of damage.
Honestly, really impressive guess, not only from Gingi, but also from Armani. I mean, if he's even a little bit farther away there, he probably loses, so still a really impressive region guess, but Gingi's guess was quite amazing. Big Sidwell, is this...
Very quick zoom from Gingi. Armani in Saskatchewan, Gingi in Quebec. This is huge.
In Quebec. It says Lake Sidwell. Is that what it says, or Lake? It looks like English at the very least. So Gingi is switching to Ontario.
Switches to Ontario. That'll lessen the distance, but 5 times damage. If they stay in their current provinces, this game is over.
Yep. I don't see any front plates on the cars, which would make Ontario unlikely. Ontario uses front plates on its vehicles, so if anything, I think I prefer Armani's guess here, but it's hard to say.
Armani possibly lined up a lake that he might like, but he's still looking around. We'll see. This is a big difference here. I think this is going to see us the game. Armani!
Wow!
He did line it up. Not perfectly, but pretty much. He takes the win on such an impressive guess in North Saskatchewan. Wow! He takes it to NMPZ.
What a guess from Armani. And I think, yeah, with the lack of front plates, I think the guess made a lot of sense to go Saskatchewan, Alberta kind of area there. But incredible being only 8 kilometers away on that. And definitely a deserving guess to win that game.
Amazing stuff there from Armani, and now he has taken it to his preferred mode, NMPZ. We know Gingi likes it too, however, so really could see anything happen here. I think this is going to be a close, exciting match. Seems we had a little bit of a technical issue there, and we missed a bit of the first round, but we do get to see the breakdown. Nothing too much, 300 points.
Armani undefeated as of yet in NMPZ. We'll see if he can keep that going. It's like an Urban Brazil. Urban Brazil's always tricky.
Yes, especially NMPZ. Armani with a quick lock in Bahia. Gingi, where will he follow? It seems he has a pin down in Goiás by the looks of it.
Yep. Similar guesses, but still decently far from each other. It's just a little bit more north.
Just farther north. 66. Nothing too much there. I will say, we saw, I mean, personally, I saw one of my favorite NMPZ games last weekend from Gingi. So, hopefully we get similar excitement.
Yep.
Quick Bangladesh.
Yeah, both of these players are super, super strong in NMPZ, so that makes this a very fun matchup. Gingi is deliberating. He does go Kulna, but being east.
Not too much there. 56. Simply doing chip damage. Racking up the multis. Keeping it a close game. Yeah.
Wow. Both players instantly zooming Bulgaria. It makes sense with this sort of spring coverage and the bad road quality, I think, is both things you quite commonly find in Bulgaria. So again, I think guesses make sense from both players here. Gingi going pretty far east.
This is that NMPZ confidence we like to see, though, from Armani. The quick guess. He doesn't end up being closer, but very correct in the country. But Gingi, very impressive guess, dealing 1,000 damage to Armani.
Gingi in the correct province. Really impressive. He might have known some sort of coverage meta there, but that's a great, great guess. Urban Brazil again. Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Oh my. Not too much information to go off. There might be some phone numbers over there. Possibly can the players see that? If there's a phone code that could help. It doesn't seem like it is noticeable, though. They're just considering a similar region guess.
I think so. I think those are phone numbers, but I don't think they have area codes in front of them. Yeah. I mean, if they did have area codes, the players would be using them. So I think it's nothing, and they're just trying to vibe guess the round.
Would appear that way.
Considering Mato Grosso, which is very far from where his pin is. Armani just sticking with the Bahia, I guess.
Is he considering the Horaima? No, he's not going to switch. He's going to keep it there. We'll see.
And it is Bahia this time. Great guess from Armani.
That is an amazing guess from Armani. 3,300 damage down to Gingi. Armani's now got a pretty big lead.
But in NMPZ, that can evaporate immediately. This is Misiones. Yeah, both players are going to know this. So you'll see this sort of red soil in this panhandle, this northeastern panhandle in Argentina. You also have the yellow and white center lines, whereas in Brazil, you would just find yellow center lines. So the fact that I think some of them are white, is pretty much confirmation that it's Argentina, not Brazil. And with this kind of soil, you basically have to be in the northeast. So there's going to be like no damage dealt here, basically.
Not much at all, but Armani a little closer, holding the lead.
Yep.
906, actually. I mean, with 3.5 times damage, it's a relatively big hit. Those points could definitely make the difference.
Yep. Right, you are. 4 rounds to play. I would go Poland here. Yeah. These sort of, I don't know what they are. They oak trees? These trees lining the road are super common in Poland, so.
The Polish tree row is what I was taught many years ago. The classic.
Yeah, ends up in the middle, but Gingi was considering going pretty far west here. Good thing he didn't.
Yeah, very good thing he did. They basically make the same guess there. Couple points down to Armani, but he holds his lead. We go to round 8.
Armani just so consistent in MPZ. It's really impressive. From just a still photo. He always has a vibe immediately. Although he's zooming into Egypt, so I'm not sure. Okay, Turkey. Gingi is all over the Mediterranean, though.
Gingi is going to commit Turkey by the looks of it, considering Crete possibly in Greece. But both players seem to be committing a similar area, unless Gingi decides to move it here. He does move it more west coast. Now their guesses are pretty much on top of each other. He's really considering Crete here, or even Spain, zooming in. I like that he shows us what he's thinking by his zooms.
I do like that. It makes it fun to commentate. Oklahoma, oh my gosh. What is
he's
going on?
zooming in Oklahoma City here. Maybe he's messing with us.
He might be. Armani, I think, has basically not moved his pin the entire round. He's just like, I think this is Turkey. I'm sticking to my guns.
We'll see both.
Talia, he doesn't.
Doesn't, yeah, both players end up being really close to each other, but Armani closer, that north coast almost.
Enough.
That's going to be enough to win him the NMPZ game. Wow, after such an impressive no-move win, he takes it to the preferred mode, and he takes the entire matchup.
Armani's such an impressive NMPZ player. Really, really fun to watch him play. It's, yeah, 4-0 in NMPZ, and I can totally see why. I mean, just his guesses there were so consistent. I mean, Gingi's were really good too. I think Gingi got the country every time, if I'm not wrong, but Armani was just better. He was just closer, more consistent, amazing guesses, and yeah, Armani's going to be super happy with that victory.
Definitely, especially having not played too many matches yet. It's a good win for his points. He gets 2 points. Gingi still does grab 1. So I think that might have actually evened them out in terms of points. I believe Gingi was up 1 at the beginning of the game. So they're evened out. They've both moved up a little bit. That's great for both of them. What a great match.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No better way to start.
Well, we're going to get into Strafon versus Fau, which has already started. We can get straight in. They're on moving. Fau is up. Strafon is down. That's what we're jumping into.
Yep. 5 seconds left here. Looks like a Spain round. Fau just kind of put the middle. Wow.
The middle works.
Another Catalonia.
Another Catalonia. Learn your Catalonia, guys. That's Strafon already in the red. 879 health. We jump straight in to this point differential. Fau gonna want to take this game out quick.
Yeah, that was an excellent,
a comeback.
Excellent moving player. Strafon definitely his weakest mode. I was playing some moving yesterday. I was playing some competitive, and I came up against Strafon twice, which was surprising because I didn't expect him to be playing moving, but it looked like he was just doing it to get some practice for the World League, which makes a lot of sense. But he was definitely, you know, he definitely didn't look super comfortable in moving, and he was clearly just trying to practice. But I think that Fau definitely has the moving advantage, so he expects to take this one home, I think.
Agreed. I wonder if that bin possibly gives him a name. He has opened up the map. I couldn't totally read if there was something important there. Seems he's just making a general region guess, nothing too crazy. Strafon gonna follow in a similar area here.
It's a bit more north, though.
Ooh, ends up being south. Damn, that's 35. Chat, quick little 35 there. Nothing
Yeah,
much.
Strafon, what I was surprised by when I was playing him yesterday was that he wasn't guessing faster, because I'm somebody who thrives when I have information to use. Whereas Strafon, again, more of a no-move NMPZ player. I expected him to just insta-send against me, and he wasn't really doing that. Looks like he's doing that in this round, but like, for example, that UK round, I kind of expected him to just make a guess, rather than letting Fau get to info, which is not what he did. But anyway, both players know it's Kazakhstan, but this could still be the game. And
What an amazing guess from Strafon. 4 times damage. That wins him the game. What an insane comeback.
Wow. So he just knew the road, and that's the thing with moving. I mean, with moving duels, it's like if you're in a round that's sufficiently rural and you just have an idea where the place is and you just guess fast, then it effectively becomes a no moving round. That round wasn't really a moving round, which is why Fau is frustrated, because I think he played better for most of that game, but he got one rural round in it in the multipliers, and it just undid him. So now he's got a big task ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw Strafon get in there, line up the road quick, and make a good guess. We are a no move now. Maybe the playing field's evened out slightly in certain capacities. We have a quick Belem guess here from Fau.
I mean, these are what players call Belem palms. These are like acai palms, are the ones that are planted here by the road, but you see those in the wild near Belem. Although in an urban round, they're just planted, so I feel like it's maybe a little less rock solid of a clue. That doesn't mean it's not Belem. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be, but it still makes sense as a guess, I would say. Yep.
Yeah. But very good point to make. Obviously, these they can be planted, but they are both guessing it.
Yeah, they figure, you know, with these trees, you may as well. So, yep.
And it is. We need a little wave from them. 21 points. They're both there. We move on to round 2.
Is this Spain? Is it the Canaries, maybe? Yeah.
Oh, I do like the Canaries here. That actually makes sense. You can see some water there.
Dark soil and sort of dark rock walls and stuff. Very indicative of the volcanic Canary Islands. Stefan has not zoomed yet. We'll see what he does here. Yep.
Following suit, same island as well, so shouldn't see too many points here at 1.5 times damage. It's just the island west of them, it's Tenerife. That's 90 points. Foul, flawlessing.
For now.
For now.
It's a long way to go. And again, he's probably a little frustrated about how the first game went. I certainly would be if I was him. But we know Foul. The more pressure is on him, the more he locks in, so I don't think he's too worried.
Agreed, both players. Central Japan here. Nothing much. Trifon a little closer. I was a click middle to go next. We go to round 4.
All they had was a forest. Not too much to say about it. We'll see what we get here. Chile. Okay.
Does appear to be a Chile. I would go like just a little north of Santiago, a bit north in the mountains there. Exactly where Fao's guessing.
Yep.
I like the guess. Chile, one of the few countries in Latin America that has only all white lines on the road. Good to know. Most others will have a center yellow line. Argentina can sometimes have white, but also yellow or mixed. So Chile, the only one with all white. Important to know, both players right there on top of each other. Foul, closer guess on the correct road.
Yep, really nicely done from Foul, but again, both players with a very good sense for the region there, so not too consequential around.
Go to round 5.
Does the pull top look like it's symmetrical? Okay. This is definitely interesting, I would think. Don't mind the North Sumatra, although... Okay. It does look Sumatra-like in terms of the hills and the roofs that we see in the distance, although... Yeah. The pole did feel... I think the pole is West Sumatra, so yeah. Yep.
Works out. They knew it. They recognized it. That's 594 points of damage down to Fao's health. Strafon. Little lead now. Little 600-point lead.
Yeah, Foul looked like he was hedging for North Sumatra. Maybe he was not sure which of the two provinces it was. Oh my gosh, Mongolia. We don't see a lot of Mongolia, but see if the players know their stuff here. They appear to.
Wow.
They're in the exact same place.
Very similar guesses. And they're right there. Very impressive from both of these two players here. That's 14 damage.
Mongolia is...
Round 7.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a country that doesn't show up too often, but it's big. And it's like, when it shows up, you kind of got to know your stuff, at least the basics. Because it's so empty that you kind of just have to know the landscapes in the car meta. So, very nicely done by both players there, passing that test. Does that say Toowoomba?
Oh, does it?
I think it says Toowoomba Health Service on the sign that Strefon has.
And Fao is guessed in that city by the looks of it here. This could work out well for him. Strefon was close by, though. Unless he moves the guess. No, he's keeping it Brisbane. But Fao will probably be on top of it here. Yes, he is. I mean, 4 times damage. That's going to be decent points. 1,400. But it's good Strefon went Brisbane there. Could have been way worse.
That's where you see the moving experience coming in handy for Fao. I mean, he knows probably more place names. You know, he's familiar with Toowoomba. And you know, he sees that and he immediately knows where it is. So that's kind of where that comes into play. But rounds like this with no information, maybe a little more of an advantage for Strefon.
Take a look here. Yeah, should be a Spain round by the looks
nice
of it.
Nice Catalona. He's like, you're not going to fool me again.
And no more.
I don't know if we have La Balsa sounds more Spanish than Catalan to me, but it's only 2 words, so it's hard to say for sure. But I like
just a
guessing
guess.
in the Spanish area, personally.
Yeah, I like it too. Fau opting to do that. Servana's moved back over more toward Catalonia. He puts
Could
the
still
pressure on.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I think I maybe prefer Fau's sort of more central hedge. So. Okay.
Just a little east
Not
of
as-
Madrid.
Not as north as either player expected there, I think. I would have also gone north there just with how green it looked, so kind of an interesting location.
Round 9. We're getting close to a round limit here. Again, our players have 10 rounds to prove themselves. Whoever has the most health at the end of round 10 will win. So already closing in on round 10. Fau has 5,000 health still. Swan at about half.
This is tough. I don't know what this is. I could see France or Belgium. I could see Denmark. Yep. Okay. Southern Belgium guess from Stefan. I really don't know. And it looks like Fau doesn't either, so this could be very consequential. He is going Belgium too, though.
Both Belgium. That'll be good. For Fau, at least. Shouldn't see too many points here. Swan is right on it, though.
Wow.
What a guess. 1,000 points down to Fau, but Fau still holds the lead. Belgium's small country. But what an impressive guess.
I'm hoping for a really small country here. And he's not going to get it. Looks like
and
India.
He's not getting it. India on a round 10 is insane. Big country, big points up for offer. We'll see what happens. Do we see some impressive region guesses? Stefan could make a comeback. The points are not too different now.
Some red brick architectures. You see a lot of Uttar Pradesh, which is where Stefan is. It's also where Fau is. I like the guesses from both, but they still could be far enough away from each other to make the difference in the match. I'm not sure. It's going to be close.
They could. The multi's this high, 5.5 times damage. We'll see. They do seem very close, though.
Oh no.
Oh, wow,
no.
Stefan is
Oh, no.
closer. Is that enough? It is. Stefan takes the 2-0 against Fau.
Wow.
What a way for that to go, because it was honestly such a close match, and then Stefan just getting these insanely clutch end game guesses that won him each of the 2 matches.
Yep. Really clutch guesses at the end in both matches from Stefan. Really, really tough for Fau. I mean, not only with the round limit, but the fact that the moving game ended on what is essentially a no-moving round, and the fact that that just happened to, the no-move game on round 10, final round, high multipliers. Just unfortunate the way it played out for Fau, but again, he's strong, and he'll come back stronger, I'm sure.
He definitely will. I believe in him, but a great win there from Stefan. We'll take a look at our schedule here. We're going to have a quick break, but when we come back, as we can see, and the next up, this is what we'll have. We'll have Consus versus Rix on the main stream. And after that, we'll have RC Ocean Man as well.
Yeah, 2 awesome matches coming up. We could take a look at the matches that were just played. Blinky and Consus still on a roll. 2-0 wins for both of them. Sadzu also with a nice 2-0 win against Yanek. A lot of 2-0s. Glad we got to commentate the NMPZ between Armani and Gingi.
Yeah, agreed. Very exciting stuff. What a way to start. Let's see how our points are now that some more matches have played out. Blinky has retaken first place. He did have first place at the end of last week. He has it again. But RC gonna play. We'll see where he can go, if he can gain some more points, get up there as well. Consus has moved up to 6th place. But again, Finbar still only 5 matches, but also Consus 5 matches as well.
Yeah, incredible from Consus so far. And Blinky, worth noting, he's on 23 points through 8 matches. That means he's lost 1 game total. 1 individual game. And that is just, well, that's Blinky for you. Incredible stuff.
That's Blinky classic. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that slot. As we just said, we got some nice matches coming up. Should be a good time. Consus and Rix will be what we get to watch first after this short break. Welcome back, people. We're here, we're ready for another slot of games. Should be a very good time. Again, I am Project Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons, ready to talk you through these matches. We hope you've been enjoying so far. Let's take a look at what we've got coming up. Consus, Rix.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. I think Consus, he's been playing incredibly well so far. Consus, of course, World Cup champion in 2023, looking to reclaim that title this year. He's got a long way to go before that happens, but an amazing start so far to the league. I believe he's only lost one game out of the 5 total matches that he's played. So incredible start for him. Rix, a little more, lower down the standings, but he hasn't had a bad start either by any means. He's been playing very well, and I think he would, of course, consider himself the underdog here. But Rix definitely is in with a shout, and he's, again, a formidable player in his own right.
Yeah, should be a very exciting match to start off this slot. I'm quite excited to throw us in. Let's take a look at some of these players' stats. Up first, we've got Consus, that 89% win rate, and he takes his time. 41-second average guess time. Interesting, especially compared to some of our other players. But 75% precision, looks like it pays off. Yep.
And again, Consus, I think, would consider himself still more of a no-move player than a moving player. But I think, even so, I think his comparative advantage against a lot of the players in this league is still in moving. So he definitely takes his time in those moving rounds. He knows how to use information. He's still a very strong moving player. So it makes sense that he takes his time on some of the rounds.
Taking a look at Rix as well, 42% win rate. He's not exactly in the position he wants to be in right now. 32-second average guess time, but still a pretty high precision rate, 61%. That's up there for sure. That's 52 guesses at above 4,500 points. Impressive stuff. I think that we should see a very good match here. I think it should be pretty close. We get to see the stats up against each other. Consus looking very impressive. A tough opponent to face. We'll take a look at where they stand right now. Consus in 6th and Rix is in 34th. That's a massive difference there.
Yeah, Rix definitely feeling a little bit more pressure, most likely, in this match than Consus is. Even if the players, of course, this is still week 4 out of 21, but even so, the players, again, they're feeling the pressure the entire time. And even if you don't qualify for the top 12 in those immediate World Cup bids, you're still trying to at least make it to the regional championship or your region, which means you have to be top 60%, which again, Rix is probably kind of on the bubble right now, so he definitely feels like he needs to pick up some games here.
Definitely, we get our players into their moving game. Round 1, some signs right there for Consus should be quite helpful. He sees Kronstadt.
Knows. Nice. Yeah, that's impressive. That's not a super big town, but looks like he might have just known it off the top of his head. Very good knowledge there from Consus. Rix, he's got the intersection right in front of him, but he hasn't moved to it yet. Looks like he's not going to have time. He's going to have to just put a guess down.
Puts it down near Johannesburg. Consus is probably going to be really close. He is, but the distance isn't too big, and no multis, just 361 damage down to Rix.
One really interesting thing in that round is that the second sign was that the city name was different on Consus' screen than Rix, because Consus had Gen 4 coverage and they had changed the town name to a more indigenous town name, whereas Rix had the Gen 2, and it was like the old sort of English town name, which is kind of cool. I see a lot of that in South Africa these days. It's interesting. It can become sort of bait information, because you see like a city name that's like maybe the old name, but then the map shows the new name, and it's like you can't tell that it's the same city. South Africa has done a lot of renaming of their cities in recent years.
Good to know. Love to learn from Jake. The breadth of knowledge. We love it.
Anyway, Philippines on this one. I don't know if either player has info. I don't know if Consus is looking at something or if he just... His guess is really specific, so I wonder if he did find something. I didn't see any signs, but he looks like he did. Yep.
Wow, what an impressive guess from Consus. That's 2,000 damage to Rix. What did he see? What did he know?
I'm not sure. It might have been one of the electrical boxes and the poles that gave an abbreviation, or maybe he just did see a sign and I didn't see it. But either way, awesome guess from Consus. He's showing his prowess as a moving player here.
We see Consus saw a little GO on that sign there, which should mean Goiás for Brazil.
Yep.
Going to be very
Honestly,
helpful.
I'm a little surprised he isn't just guessing now. So I wonder, because it's not like that sign was super easy to see, so it would be very easy for Rix to miss that and get the wrong state, but Consus looks like he's maybe looking for the specific road number here.
Yeah, it seems like he's trying to find more information. Rix did actually go by the sign and didn't zoom in on it, so it seems he missed the info. We'll see if he can still make a good guess here, get the state or not.
It's possible he just saw it from afar, but I'm not sure. I can't say. So Consus will know that it's Goiás for sure. I'm not sure if Rix will or not.
Only 3 seconds. Neither player's made a guess. Consus gets one in. Rix gets one in. Far away.
There you go. That's
Good
pretty
guess
significant.
there. That's a significant amount of damage. Consus still on flawless. We're only on round 3 and Rix is on 1896 health. Time for round 4 now. Rix really needs a comeback here.
Again, it's that moving experience showing from Consus. He knows what to look for in a Brazil round. He knows that the road he's on is probably going to have those kilometer markers with the road abbreviation, so he was looking out for that. And that's why he found it, and that's why Rix skipped past it, because maybe he wasn't really on the lookout for that type of sign. So this one surely is not Kazakhstan. So I think it'll be Oman unless it's the UAE, but looks like Consus has some info. Can he use it in time?
Yeah, he only's got 5 seconds here. Is that gonna work out for him? We'll see.
He's a bit more west, and it works out.
Wow,
Might
he
be
must
game.
have found something. That's gonna win him the game. No, it doesn't. 196 points. I said it so confidently too.
Yeah, I said might be because I was like, oh, this is close. But imagine the comeback, though.
Imagine the comeback. It's doable. 3 times damage now, round 5. Consus, flawless. Rix on his last breath.
Again, urban Nigeria usually a pretty good place to be for moving players because you get a lot of written info, and if you know how to use it, you're just going to be better. And I understand Rick's just going for the guess because he figures Consus, if he gives Consus time, Consus is just going to find information. So Rick's just sending it, saying a prayer, and we will see.
Yeah, let's look at different guesses here. We'll see who ends up being closer. It is
That's gonna be game,
Consus.
isn't it?
Is that
That's
enough? That is now. It's the game. Consus. Flawless is the moving game.
Flawless victory from Consus. Again, really, really well played. Again, I think we all probably expected Consus to win the moving game again. He's known for his no move and NPZ guesses, but also still an amazing all-around player. But Rix, I think, again, considers himself an underdog. Definitely felt like an underdog in the moving game, but he still absolutely has a chance in these next couple of games, and we will see if he can make it happen.
Yeah, every player has made it to the league, and that's saying something in of itself. The talent is there, but again, Consus is such a scary opponent. That first ever World Cup winner. Not exactly an easy opponent to face.
Yep. Definitely one of the most well-rounded players in the league as well. Makes him really, really fun to watch.
Definitely. We might be having a little pause here. Maybe Rix is having a little technical fix. We will see. But Consus seems poised, locked in.
Isn't he always?
Isn't he always? This is true. He's always so calm. You'd have breakfast with him at any of the GeoGuessr events. He's just chill, eating some melons. You ask him, "Hey, how are you feeling? Are you ready for these matches?" And he just goes, "Yeah, yeah."
He's always
And that's
ready.
it. We're having a little pause here. Rix is having an internet issue. Honestly, hearing that he has that makes a little bit of sense because we did see in some of his moving, at least, that it was moving quite slow. So it's possible that that was playing some sort of factor there. I was wondering why he was moving so slow, but internet makes sense. So we'll just have a quick pause here. Jake and I will yap away while we wait for Rix's internet to return. Consus. I hope they tell Consus. You know, they're like, or does he just get to sit there? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, he can probably, even if they don't tell him, he can probably figure out it's some sort of technical difficulty. Looks
Rick's
like
back
Rix
quick
is
though.
back.
He's ready to go. Consus, you've cracked your knuckles enough times. I think they're cracked.
Gotta be thorough.
Gotta make sure he's loose, ready to go, ready to play this no move game.
Rick's repping the Star Wars merch.
Ooh, is that what he's got on there?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it is a little Star Wars hoodie by the looks of it. Love to see it.
Love that.
Seems the internet is back though. The cam's back, so we should be getting into this match pretty soon here. We will see. Again, the
knuckles
match
are cracked though.
Yeah,
Rick's
the knuckles are
better
for
be
sure.
scared.
Yeah, Rex, you gotta take some time. You know, crack your knuckles. Be ready. What I was gonna say though is, again, after this match, we will have a chance to watch RC Ocean Man on the main stream as well, which should be a very fun match. Two of our American players here.
That'll be a great one too. Yep. RC is so scary. See if Ocean Man can make anything happen in that one.
Yeah, we're getting like two of our scariest competitors in this slot, Consus and then RC next. So fun stuff to come.
Amazing to watch these guys play. Especially, it's also amazing that just the longevity that they have. Like, they were top players years ago and they're still top players now. It's like they're just perennial contenders.
Yeah. RC had world records 5-6 years ago in this game, and he's still active. So insanely impressive. It seems we're in. It seems we're back. We're ready for no move. It's Consus versus Rix. Hopefully that internet switch from Rix helps him out. Possibly the panning looks a little smoother than before, so maybe it helped.
This one looking like, I don't know, Central Europe somewhere, probably? Yeah. Croatia, I like the guess. I thought it could be Croatia, Hungary, Slovenia, that kind of area of the world. Consus still deliberating, though.
Consus might be a little confused here. Let's see where he makes the guess. No, similar guess, both in Croatia. Not too far apart, but Rick's a little closer.
Croatia it is. Nice guess from both. And very little information in that round, so impressive to get the correct country.
We go to round 2 here. Maybe Rix pulls a flawless now.
That would be quite something.
Maybe the tables turn.
This one looking like a Hungary with these holy poles that we have here. Again, you see these in Hungary, Romania, Poland, but usually they look a little different in Poland and Romania, so makes sense both players settling on Hungary here.
Both happening, just click on the name. Alright, no flawless from Rix. That's okay. 57 points. But still, really not that big of a difference here. We go to round 3.
Oaxaca pavement? I think this is...
Ooh.
You see a lot of this sort of concrete, stone-tiled pavement in the state of Oaxaca in Mexico, which is exactly where Rix is zooming in. Looks like Consus probably with a similar idea too.
Guessing quick from Rix, putting the pressure on Consus. Only 8 seconds left for him to make a guess. He is considering Oaxaca. Oh, but he's going further north. Jalisco.
Wow. Look at that. What?
Very far
Chihuahua?
north.
That's crazy.
I think so. That's
with the-
insane.
With the hand-picked nature of the locations, it makes sense that whoever's making the map is going to put some baity stuff in there. So it makes sense, I guess, that the Oaxaca pavement isn't necessarily going to be in Oaxaca.
You gotta love it for us, though, Jake. That's when we get the content, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shout out to the map makers, giving us the bait every once in a while.
So we have urban Turkey here. It's very hilly in this town, but there's almost no information at all. I mean, it's just trees and a couple of buildings. I would have guessed more north, maybe, which is where Consus is going. See if that pays off for him. Yeah.
Does work out, but still not too big of a difference, so only 200 points down to Rix.
Works with the trusty Ankara hedge. When you don't know, just the middle.
You
Never a
click
bad
middle.
idea.
We go round 5. Little Australia by the looks of it. We do have some Australian bollards there. The trees, the language, left side driving. All very indicative of Australia. Victoria, I guess, here from Rix.
Looks like they both like Victoria here, yeah. I don't know if there's anything specific or if it's just kind of the general landscape and vegetation that they're using, but I do like the Victoria guess for sure. Makes a lot of sense.
Guessing quick from Rix. Rix has been making faster guesses here, which definitely showed when we got to take a look at the stats there. Consus taking a lot longer than most players.
Yep.
Rix a little closer.
Even in no-move NMPZ, Consus tends to be very, very calculated. And you see players like MK, for example, they get an idea of where they are, they just send in 5 seconds. Consus, even if he has a good idea, he really likes to take his time and really think about it. Again, he knows this is going to be somewhere in southern Chile, but he's not just going to zoom immediately. He's just going to take his time, think about it. Or it's Argentina.
Wow.
Oops.
Tierra del Fuego.
Not the one place in Argentina that can look like this, but yes, that also makes a lot of sense.
Wow, really good guesses there, Rix. A little closer, actually on the correct road. Consus kind of on it too, but just slightly off of it.
Yep. Gotta know your roads in Tierra del Fuego. There's probably, what, 5 or 6 of them that are covered. So once you kind of know the coverage on all of those, then you kind of just know them. And as I clearly showed, I do not know my Tierra del Fuego roads. But one day I'll get around to learning them.
That's why we get to cast.
Exactly.
Looking at possibly in Indonesia here. We have a zoom from Consus. Looking at Java, which is interesting. We have a Sulawesi from Rix. 4 times damage. This could be a really big point differential.
This is tricky, yeah. Consus, worth noting, an amazing Indonesia player, but he looks pretty confused. This is a very, very tough round. Switching to West Sumatra. Consus also in West Sumatra.
They both switch.
I could see it, for sure, with how mountainous it is.
Let's see here. Wow, Consus on it. But Rix right there in West Sumatra as well. It's 800 points down to Rix.
Not just showing his prowess in Indonesia there, but really good switch from Rix, because again, he was in Sulawesi for a lot of that round. Ooh, Russia. Here we go.
This is going to be big points.
I would probably be near Cheetah here, perhaps? Or Tuva, something fairly east, because we have a lot of elevation in the background. The more east you go, the more mountains you get. But yep, Rick's zooming right into Cheetah here. Consus is a bit more west at the moment. The other place I thought it could be is the Tuva Republic, which is closer to where Consus is, so I mean, either could be right here. I'm not super sure. One's just now going closer to Cheetah, but he's still in Ulan Ude, thinking about Tuva.
Oh,
now he's in Tuva.
he moves
Oh, boy.
it. This is going to be big points.
If anything, I think I might like Tuva better, but I'm not sure. This is... I think it's one of the two.
This is probably going to be the game here. Wow, Rix is on it with 4.5 times damage. That wins him the game. We go to NMPZ.
Massive guess from Rix. Huge for the confidence and huge for his place in the table as well. That's only the second individual game that Consus has lost in the entire league. So that's a big achievement for Rix and definitely good for the mental.
Definitely very good. We did say this game would still be close, even though Consus is so impressive. Rix taking that W.
So here we have wide lines in the center that are separated from each other, as well as very grainy pavement, which are both great clues for Texas. Both players know it's Texas.
We go next, round 2.
see what happens here, because again, Consus, I think he's only had to play NMPZ once, because he's won all of his other matches 2-0, so this is only his second NMPZ game. So we'll see, it's definitely going to put him to the test here.
Both players pretty close, though.
Similar areas in Mexico, yep. Wow.
Wow, very impressive stuff. Consus pretty much on it there. But Rix just around the corner. Very
amazing
impressive.
What these players can do. I mean, 29 kilometers, all you had was a dry field with some shrubs in it. That is great stuff. This is interesting, though. This is Brazil. I want to say, well, I don't know. I do like the guess from Consus because I think we have the pole in the distance looks like it doesn't have supports. A lot of poles in Brazil have diagonal supports, but the further northeast you go, the fewer supports you get. So I do like the guess from both. It's very green, which is interesting. But yep, there you go. Oh, wow. We lost Rick's face cam again.
Oh, the face cam's gone. It's okay. Consus, great guess. It's so impressive how close both these players are every single round.
Yep. Using every single clue very, very effectively there. Again, northeastern Brazil tends to be quite dry, but in those coastal areas, it can be quite green. So, just really awesome guesses from both. This is tough, though.
This is very tough. See, Rix is taking the opportunity to maybe crack some knuckles. No, now he's going for a guess. Wow, we have an Argentina here from Rix. Yeah. I don't hate it. Definitely like it. We'll see it where Consus wants to go. Right now, he's just in the ocean.
Gosh, I could even see something like Europe here, although the trees are maybe a bit weird, but yeah, it's really tricky.
It's just that tree on the right there. Both players very confused. Timer running out. Only 10 seconds left to go. Consus has not placed anything down. He goes Argentina as well. They're actually very close to each other in Argentina. So if they both stay there, we shouldn't see too many points. It is farther south. It's La Pampa. But Rix, a little closer.
Rix was zoomed into Santa Rosa, I think, so he's maybe a bit frustrated with himself that he didn't stay there. But again, so impressive. A round like that, both players still end up converging on the right place.
Round 5.
Another tough one.
I like the Indonesia here.
I do too.
We do have some side sort of ditches there on the side of the road. Those are very common in Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yeah, the road is interesting. It almost looks concrete, but no, I'm not sure it is. I do like the Indonesia a lot, but I could see Malaysia too. Both are entirely possible. Yeah, Consus switching to Malaysia. I do like that a lot, honestly.
Yeah, both players very close, but Consus a little closer. Ends up being North Mainland Malaysia. That's 1,300 points down to Rix. We go on to round 6.
The players just trading blows here. They're very, very even in NMPZ. And Rix probably feeling a little more pressure. Is this, oh boy, is this Greenland? Or no, it's Norway. Okay.
I like the Norway here.
This is tricky. Yeah. So
Lofoten here.
Rick's going for Lofoten. I do like that, although again, coastal Norway is so tricky because it's just kind of, you get these sort of rocky, sort of bare mountains pretty much all along the coast, and it can be really hard, especially in NMPZ, to tell what part of the coast you're on. So this could be very consequential.
Yeah, Consus hasn't placed down a guess yet, so we'll see where he opts to go here. He's gone pretty central. Rick's farther north.
It's not even on land right now. Okay.
They end up pretty close to each other, actually, and it's just far south.
That's Norway in a nutshell right there.
Exactly what you were talking about there.
So tricky.
Go to round 7.
Botswana. Both players, I'm sure will know this. Question is where. See a lot of sort of dead trees here, which is a lot more common in the west of Botswana, where I think both players are, although they're zoomed really far in. It just looks like he's pretty specific off-road here.
Rick's very far west.
I could see it being there too. That area in the southwest, again, you get a lot of stuff like this. I'm no Botswana expert, but I could see either player being correct here. But Consus, wow, look at
What
that.
a guess from Consus. NMPZ. Amazing Botswana guess. Takes the game for him. Wow.
Incredible consistency from Consus. He's showing why he won the World Cup in 2023, and he's showing that he has still got it. Just more consistent. Botswana's a tough country, but he's probably learned it pretty well, and amazing guess from Consus there.
Definitely, what a match there from Consus. An amazing win to keep him in the top of the leaderboard. Not the very top, but in that top 12 of the leaderboard, which is where he wants to be. But Rick's very impressive too. I mean, that no-move win was definitely something. Love to see it.
You sure do.
Well, we get another match. We're going to get to see Radusi RC versus Ocean Man. Should be a good matchup. The matchup has already started, so we're jumping right in to our moving game. Looks like Ocean Man's up here on round 6.
Yeah, Ocean Man with the lead.
Two of our players representing the United States of America.
I guess from Ocean Man, I don't know if he had info or if he's just kind of vibe guessing here. But RC's well further west. It's Austria.
It's Austria. They both look a little shocked and disappointed in themselves. But that's still a pretty big hit to RC.
Oh my gosh. Want to hear RC talk about that round in his World League recap? What happened there? Wow.
Check it out, RCG on YouTube. Quick zoom here.
Bolgatanga? It probably does. Yeah, I think so. He found a sign. So this could be big here, for sure. If Ocean Man is further south, yeah, this is going to be pretty major damage. 4
times damage. That's going to be quite a bit. Oh my, that's a large difference. That wins RC the game.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Ocean Man could have saved himself maybe by looking around at the landscape and realizing how dry it was around and maybe guessing a little more north, but RC just beelined right to the sign, found Bolgatanga, knew where Bolgatanga was. Again, that moving experience coming in handy and taking the game.
Very impressive stuff, especially after being down in points there. But we get to go to no move now. Scores reset to full health. Let's see how they fare.
All right, surely Kazakhstan.
Surely Kazakhstan this time.
Too green to be Oman this time.
Yeah, quick guess there from Ocean Man. Maybe he knows the road. We'll see what RC can do here.
So he just figures he doesn't want to give RC any time to line anything up.
Time runs out. Ocean Man, such an impressive guess there to start the no-move game.
Yeah, good for his confidence, for sure. I don't know, Ocean Man he may have studied Kazakhstan. He made a really, really nice guess there, but again, RC just so hard to beat, so any points that Ocean Man's able to get, he will gladly take.
Definitely. Stick like a round 2 here. No move. Seems pretty far north, possibly Canada, if I had to make a quick guess.
Yeah, with these birch trees everywhere. Definitely point you towards the north.
Saskatchewan
North
here.
Prairies
RC.
makes a lot of sense here with sort of the general hilliness and the birches. Yep, and both players seem to agree with that vibe. Not too much else to go off of here, though. Really a tricky one.
They're in neighboring provinces, so we should see a decent bit of points depending, especially if one of them is quite close. RC possibly lining up a road. Will the lineup pay off? Oh, wow, it does. RC with basically the 5K, no move, no signs.
I mean, what can you say? He found one road with the right angle, and he was like, yep, I've got it.
That is so impressive. Round 3. RC with such a big lead already off what an insane guess.
This looks tricky. I want to say it's Europe at least, but it's tricky. It's kind of weird with this like red kind of flowering tree in the background. I do like Bulgaria. It was one of my first thoughts, but let's see what Radu does here. He's definitely thinking about it. It's for Greece.
Yeah, a little Greece. Pretty big difference here. Who is closer? RC closer. Wow. I mean, with 2 times damage, that's 1,700 damage given to Ocean Man. Ocean Man on 920 health now.
What are you even supposed to do against this guy?
I know, it's insane.
It's amazing. His accuracy is incredible. There's a lot of oil palms here. Lots of oil palms. You get these a lot in Sumatra. They can show up all throughout Indonesia, but sort of the northern half of Sumatra is where you most commonly find them. Ocean Man going Riau, RC going North Sumatra. It's right between them.
Between them. Ocean Man a little closer. He definitely didn't want to take any damage there if he wanted to stay alive. We go into round 5.
He had the right province there. I wonder if he had anything that was specific or if it was just a guess, but is this Indo again? Or no, is it
I think this is Peru.
Yeah, it's Peru with these guardrails, yeah.
And that light yellow plate could be on some commercial vehicles there.
To be fair, you do get some yellow plates on commercial vehicles in Indo. This
is true.
That was my first thought, but yeah, the guardrails are unmistakably Peru.
Both players are going to know that, make very similar guesses, but RC a little bit closer. Shouldn't be the game there, but a decent bit of health taken down from Ocean Man there. That's half of his health gone, because he was only on 920.
Yep.
Round
Peru,
6.
Obviously, RC, incredibly strong Peru player, so I think Ocean Man getting out of a Peru round alive, I think he's gonna be pretty happy with that. Just has to focus on the next one.
Just go next. You see Ocean Man really leaned into the monitor there, getting whatever he can. Quick zoom here from RC. Looks like North Island, New Zealand from him.
And when he zooms in that fast, it's just like, it's so scary. It's like
scary.
You just feel like he knows.
It is very scary, but he isn't making the guess yet. Oh, now he's considering Nelson here. South Island, North New Zealand.
I think he sees a ridge of mountains, so he's trying to line that up with a city.
That's the classic.
And he's going to be considering Nelson Wellington. Looks like... Oh, RC's going back to Wellington. This could be game.
RC switched. We'll see. Wow, it is going to be North Island. 3.5 times damage. That is going to win RC the game. He takes the 2-0 versus Ocean Man.
Yeah, RC maybe thought that the ridge maybe lined up a little bit better in Wellington than Nelson, so that's why he went for that in the end. But amazing. Just the consistency from RC it's a sight to behold, really. And just week in and week out, the performances from him are scarcely believable. Just incredible performances from RC.
Truly insane. What a showing from him. Shows why he's so near the top of that world ranking right now. Very impressive. Let's take a look at what happened during that slot off of the stream. Looks like Swan got a 2-0 over Gingi. Orlando a 2-1 Armani, and a skill issue 2-1 against Flyme. Anything notable there?
Well, Armani lost his first NMPZ game, so took Orlando to NMPZ, but Orlando took it. It just shows how much better Orlando has gotten in all the modes since we saw him first at the Americas Regionals back in February. Yeah. And Strefan as well. I mean, he's played 2 matches and won both of them 2-0, which is huge for him because I believe his first 2 matches of the league he lost. So coming back with two 2-0 victories is absolutely massive for him.
Definitely very massive. We can take a look at our overall standings now. Blinky holding first. RC right behind there in second. Really impressive stuff here as we look around. Swan has made his way up a little bit now that he's played more matches. The 7 points there. Very nice, yeah. Armani's really made his way up at 19. Again, he played his first match last weekend, missed the first 2 weeks, so very nice to see from him.
9 points through 5 matches. Very, very solid from Armani. Yep.
Yeah, very, very nice stuff. Well, guys, we're going to go to break, but when we do come back from that break, we're going to get FAO versus Orlando, and our second match will also be Blinky Mata. But FAO Orlando will be first. That's 2 of our semifinalists from the very last World Cup just this last September. That's going to be such an exciting matchup. Don't miss it. We'll see you after the break. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the GeoGuessr World League, Week 4. I am Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons. We're here to walk you through the matches, hang out with you, watch it all go down. We are back. We've had 2 slots of matches today. Next up, we've got Fao versus Orlando on the main stream, as well as Blinky versus Mata will be afterwards. Exciting we get to see 2. These both should be pretty great matchups. What are you thinking, Jake?
I love Fao versus Orlando. I think this is going to be awesome. We saw them play each other at the Americas Regionals back in February. I believe Orlando won that match 2-0. So Fao definitely looking to get his revenge here. Fao has had a bit of a tough start to the league. I think probably tougher than he expected and than a lot of us expected. So he's definitely maybe feeling like he's a little bit on the ropes. But again, as we've said before, when Fao is under pressure, that is when he plays the best. So I think that he's going to put up a really good fight here, and I think this should be a great match. Because like you said, these guys were the 2 semifinalists that got knocked out at the 2024 World Cup. So definitely amazing players.
Yeah, definitely. Those 2 semifinalists, as you mentioned, I think that's so worth noting. Both making it to that top 4 in our last World Cup we just saw, now up against each other in the World League. Should be exciting. Gotta get some points here on the board for Fao. That 36% win rate, really not what we expected, as you mentioned before. I think that's not indicative of the skill that Fao has. So hopefully he can start to make a comeback. Again, we're only in week 4. We got 20 weeks, so definitely doable for him to make a comeback, but not exactly the position he wanted to be in at this stage.
Absolutely. I think that he's at the very least, these players want to make it into the regionals. They want to make that cut, even if they don't make the top 12. So, yeah, Fao, again, definitely feeling like, at the minimum, he's got to do that. Orlando with the slightly higher win rate, as we see here. Decision, I think, was pretty similar. Guess time, pretty similar. So, again, pretty similar play styles we'll see from both of these players. Fao is probably a little bit more moving-oriented, moving-inclined than Orlando. So, just like against Ston, he's going to feel like he really has to win that moving game and get off on the right foot.
Definitely, yeah. You can see that precision stacked up against each other. Orlando's a little bit higher. But we'll take a look at where our players are right now. Orlando is in that 16th slot, very close to that top 12, which is where he wants to be. Fao in 37th, though. Again, as we've mentioned again and again, really not what we expected, and not what he expected, and I don't think it's indicative of the skill he does have. So we'll take a look at how this game goes down, if Fao can make a comeback, if Orlando can hold that good positioning on the world ranking.
Starting in, I'm not sure, I want to say Finland. Looks like Fao's got like a municipality border here, is what this sign will be. Upajoki and Orivesi. So those are probably town names, but they might be quite small. I wouldn't expect him to know them, but it looks like he's probably going to scan for them anyway.
Yeah, we'll see if they can find anything. Gonna be pretty small, so we'll take a look. Orlando's
players
been
figuring.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I don't mean to interrupt. Yeah, both players figuring that on a rural road like this, they're not likely to get more information than what they have, which is why they decided you're gonna stop moving and just look for the towns.
Yeah, so shouldn't see too much here. Players relatively close to each other. Fao a little closer. I was just going to mention how much work Orlando's recently been putting in. Again, recently signed to Imperial Esports, the first GeoGuessr player signed to an org, and has been making a lot of content with them and practicing so much now that he's got that support from an org.
Yeah, again, one of the most improved players in this entire league for sure. It's amazing, even between the regionals and the World Cup, about 6 months apart last year, Orlando made so much progress. I mean, he did finish second at the regionals, but he still felt like kind of maybe average in that player pool in terms of sort of how strong he was. And at the World Cup, he looked like one of the strongest players there. Just amazing improvement. Anyway, we have a Philippines round here. So, I don't know. Yeah, there it is. Nice.
Whoa.
Both players have the town here.
Both have the town. Amazing stuff. There it is. They both got it. Fao opting not to really take the zoom in. Just guessing from farther out. Orlando
Yep.
zooming in, getting right into town. Really not
Guessing as
too
fast
much
as
to
he
talk
could.
about. Yeah. Go round 3.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away talking about the first round, but yeah, the Philippines, again, you'll get a lot of information generally. City names, province names, that sort of thing. It's one of the easier countries for moving, and both players showing they were very good at using the information that they had. This is Brazil. Now, what you do in Brazil, in urban Brazil, in a moving game, is you just look for an area code. So area codes will narrow down the region quite a lot. Looks like Fao, does he have a 55?
55,
which is,
I think.
Yep. And that is, I think, Western Rio Grande do Sul, which is where he's guessed. I don't know if Orlando has anything. Well, he may just have found one.
I think he just did. I think he just got that area code, and it might actually have him get a closer guess. It is that western part of the state, as you just mentioned, in Orlando. That's a good deal of damage down to Fao.
Yep. Fao maybe was less sure about the specific area code. He knew the state, but maybe wasn't sure if it was the west or the south or the east or whatever, so he kind of just hedged towards the middle, whereas Orlando was a bit more confident. Maybe that home field advantage coming in handy with the area code knowledge.
Would appear we do have a Canada and Fao from the area, recognizing it, but Orlando too, also near Toronto.
I would imagine Fao's going to be quite close. He probably knows what this city says, like South Bruce something. He probably knows what that means.
Yes, he does. Right there on it. Very impressive guess. That's 2,000 points of damage given to Orlando. Fao now takes the lead.
Fao might be the best Canada player in the world. He's certainly one of them. He knows all the... I mean, he knows the counties of Ontario. He knows just about everything about Canada. So if you're in a Canada round against Fao, you should be scared for your life, for sure.
Yeah, I actually do want to note, we had that round RC, basically 5K'd in Canada last game. Fao in the chat did 5K'd as well. Fun fact. We do move on round 5 now. He knows his stuff.
So
We're
I think
in
we had
Germany?
Yeah, I think we had a Bavaria-specific kilometer marker, if I'm not mistaken. But Fao may not have seen that. Orlando is in Bavaria. They're both scanning for the towns on this sign. They're looking at the exact same sign, but neither of them sees them.
Yeah, trying to find whatever they can.
I want to say Orlando's right about it being Bavaria, though. We will see.
Fao right on top of the name of the country here.
Yep.
Orlando with a great guess, though.
Oh boy.
Oh, evens it out.
is
We've got a
this.
10-point difference.
Anyone's game here. Again, Fao probably feels like he's the stronger moving player and really feels like he wants to win this. This looks like urban Ireland. Wonder... They're just going to move around, and usually what you do in urban Ireland is just kind of look for a city name because they're written reasonably often. You get a lot of directional signs to other towns, so that's what Fao's going to be looking for.
Possibly some information here. School, and then Fao seeing a sign.
County Kerry, it says. Look, Tralee, County Kerry, I think is what it says on Orlando's screen. Does he know that? No. See, Tralee, you see that in the southwest of Ireland.
Seems to be where Fao is right now.
He's closer, but now he's getting closer now. I believe it is going to be Tralee, which, again, Orlando just doesn't know the town, which, fair enough, it's not huge, but it's definitely knowable. Oh,
Fao found it last second, and
Yep.
he almost gets right on it from that last second move. You can saw even the time ran out, and he would have gotten a tiny bit closer had he had another second, but that's a lot of damage down to Orlando after they were basically even in points. Orlando now on 1,800 health.
It looked like Fao was just trying to triangulate based off a road number, which was weaker info than what Orlando had, but the problem is Orlando, I guess, yeah, didn't know the town or didn't know the county and wasn't quite able to make use of the info. So Fao did a great job there capitalizing on that.
Going to round 7 now. We have 4 times damage on what appears to be a Poland round by the looks of it.
Yep.
Got some Polish signs, some Polish bollards, and Polish tree rows.
God, they both entered the same town here. In Poland, you often look for area codes. That is not an area code. I think Rudy might be a town name, but that's probably tiny.
Yeah, I don't know if these players... Oh, they're looking at the same exact sign right now. Is there any information on there that's helpful?
Yeah, Rybnik Stodoli is probably a town, but again, it might be quite small. I don't think either of them knows it, so they're just gonna click middle here.
They click middle, they go next. Orlando is closer. It's good for him in terms of the mental, in terms of staying alive. Fau now under half health as well. They're both in the yellow as we go to the next round.
This game is still really could go either way. Very hard to call.
We are on round 8 now, finally. That's getting really high up there in terms of the multipliers. 4.5 times multi. Could be anyone's game, as you just said here, Jake. Let's see what happens. Fau off to the races. Orlando moving a little slower here. We'll see what they can find.
The players, there's an agreement not to fast move, I believe, between all the players. I think it's disabled, so that's why they're moving down the road, but going a little bit more slowly than you might often see. For the information, I would guess that this is maybe Croatia. It looks like neither has much.
Just a lot of sheep, and then a dog. We have a Croatia from Fau. Orlando to follow suit, and they're right on top of each other, actually. Just east of... just east of Zadar. And, you know, Fau a little closer with the multis. That's 500 points. It could have been way worse there for either player, even in Croatia, but they guessed very close to each other. Taking us to our round 9. Again, our players only have 10 rounds in each game to prove themselves. That's it. So we're on round 9 here. If we make it to round 10 and we go all the distance, whoever has the most health at the end will win this match and will go to no move.
So we have Coast here. We're in Australia. I haven't seen anything that helpful yet.
Wellington Point. Something reserve. I didn't totally read that, but...
Yeah. The plates look red, maybe, on the cars, which is more of a Queensland thing. Which I think is why Orlando is currently looking Queensland.
He's probably trying to find possibly a Wellington on the coast there. Fau in New South Wales here. This is going to be a pretty big difference. 5 times damage. If they stay in these respective... Oh, wow. Really big difference now. Fau opting to go near Melbourne.
This is game probably, unless it's Sydney.
Wow, and Orlando is on it. The plates paid off. That gives Orlando the round win and the game win on moving. And we go to no move.
Wow. Yeah, Fau looking a little unhappy with himself there. I'm not sure what he saw that made him think it was Victoria, but he did look a little bit surprised when that was wrong. Orlando looked a little surprised as well, to be fair. But yeah, unlucky for Fau. Again, they were quite even for most of that match, but Orlando got really good consistency, picking up a big win in game 1.
Very impressive stuff. We have now moved on to our no moving game. The players get only one 360 panorama, and they can't move up and down the road like they could in the game before. This is all they get. We have a Surabaya quick here from Fau and Orlando to follow. Nothing to write home about. We go round 2.
You saw that diagonally tiled pavement in that round. That is very common in and around Surabaya. So most of the time when you see that and you have nothing else, you kind of just go for Surabaya, because that's where that paving is most commonly seen.
Round 2, quick guess in Nigeria from Orlando. Fau follows once again, making very similar guesses.
Yep. Exact same ideas, both players.
Little chip back and forth. Go to round 3.
This is maybe a bit more interesting. Is it France? I think we have that little blue sticker thing on the wooden pole you see there? That is exclusive to France. Nice guess, Orlando. Going Corsica.
I was gonna say Corsica could be a really good guess here. Orlando does it. Very impressive. That is decent damage for round 3. We go to round 4.
Players playing pretty quickly in this no-move game so far. Quicker than I would expect. This is maybe a bit of a trickier round, though.
The speed is impressive, and they're both following each other with it.
I am not sure what we're looking at here. The pole, I mean, it's a round pole. Sun is in pretty much just the west. Wow, it's hard to get much out of this.
Yeah, this is difficult. I mean, wow, we have a Philippines here from Fao.
I could see a high elevation Luzon. That could make sense, but I also thought it could easily be Latin America, yeah.
My first thought would have been Latin America, but I also don't hate this North Luzon idea. It is a round pole. That could definitely make sense for Philippines. It could also make sense for Colombia. So we have two different continent guesses here. This is going to be the game. It is Philippines. Fao takes it with 2.5 times damage. He wins. What an insanely difficult round, and what an insanely good guess from Fao.
Super impressive guess from Fao there. Again, like you said, really, really tough round. It's hard to go Philippines there because it feels like that's either going to be the Philippines or it's going to be somewhere in Latin America. So Philippines it's a risk. Because it could have been, I feel like it could have been something like Peru, Brazil, something like that. But if it's Asia, probably just the Philippines is the option. So bold guess from Fao, and it paid off beautifully.
Yeah, it pays off really well. We go on to NMPZ now. NMPZ, no moving, panning, or zooming. One still image. That's all they get. We have a Quebec City here from Orlando. Are we in Canadian territory? This is good for Fao. He's opting for Montreal, actually, here.
Does he know?
Yeah, considering a very
you can see the
specific
water.
guess.
Again, I would never bet against Fao on a Canada round.
He seems very confident, but Orlando trying to line something up too. Both players could definitely line something up here. It's possible. We'll see what happens. The timer is running out. Nobody being as confident as they were in the no-move game.
Oh, looking for the bridge. He's not sure about it, though.
Both are in Montreal now, though, so it really shouldn't see too many points. But maybe we see an impressive guess. Oh, just about equidistant there. Orlando slightly closer. We go to round 2.
Yep. Impressive from both getting Montreal just from that image. But very, very well done.
Seriously impressive. This is the image that we get round 2. This is it.
Info? There's a
I think
sign.
there might be some info there on that sign.
Oh, it's Chinese, though, so it'd be hard to use.
Both going Taiwan,
just
though.
Go mainland Taiwan. I mean, you have a ton of palm trees, which I think is maybe slightly more common south, but I think that's not a very good meta. But good guess from Fao.
Yeah, great guess there. 1.5 times damage, just 170 points down to Orlando's health. Going to round 3. Just gonna say, seems to be possibly a Croatia here. Seems to be some Eastern European architecture there. We do have a round concrete pole, which is quite common in Croatia. General vibe, the look. Fao locks it in quick. Will Orlando follow suit? He does as well. It is just far east. Farthest east, just about the farthest east you can get in Croatia.
Surprisingly hilly for that far east, actually.
Agreed.
Right around the Danube, I guess.
Round 4.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
wow. This is all the players get. Everybody watching at home, this is it. And they even have a blur on this particular
In addition,
point of coverage.
as if they needed less information. I don't mind Italy. I thought the guardrail looked really reasonable for Italy. That is amazing, both players getting the country on that.
Wow. And on top of each other, too. 388 points down to Foul. Orlando now has a bit of a lead, but it's very close.
Such good guesses so far in this NMPZ.
Quick zoom here in Mexico from Foul. Seems pretty confident. Is he gonna just send it in? Orlando right there in the same area too. So interesting how they guess right on top of each other almost every time, but Orlando a tiny bit closer.
The consistency is just amazing to watch, honestly.
Really shows
so close
why
every time.
it really shows why these players were two of our semi-finalists in this last World Cup here.
Yep.
Amazing
And they
show
both
of
play
skill.
so well under pressure too, which is it's a good quality to have.
It's one of the things that's brought them so far.
What is this? Is this Southeast Asia? Was it Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand? I'm having a tough time telling.
This is a
So are the
difficult
players.
round. I like Indonesia. Wow, both players really considering a lot here. Fau pretty confident in Indonesia. Orlando has not made a guess yet. I did talk earlier about these ditches being very common in Indonesia and Malaysia. On
Yeah,
the side of the road there.
you see them
but-
a lot in like South Kalimantan. Fao is thinking about Kalimantan. Orlando's in Thailand, so this could be major. Now he's in Malaysia. We'll see. I don't know.
Oh wait, this is gonna be big points regardless though. Two different countries,
Oh,
but it is
that's
Indonesia.
So unlucky.
But Orlando ends up being closer in
Oh, man.
Malaysia. Wow, what a way for that game to end. The NMPZ goes to Orlando.
Oh, I mean, you can see his face. He's kind of just wryly smiling, like, "Are you serious?" I mean, he's in the right country and he loses to Orlando, who's in Malaysia. That is a really tough way to lose. I actually played a LAN tournament with Fau maybe 6 months ago, where we lost the entire tournament on a round where we correctly went Indonesia and the opponents went Malaysia. So he's definitely seen that before. So you got to feel for him there. But again, great guesses from Orlando and amazing consistency.
Yeah, a little throwback there on the losing. It happens. It happens. You got that mainland Malaysia so close to Sumatra there. Ends up going Orlando's way. In the end, he takes the overall dub, but a really, really good match. We do get to take a look at another match, though, which should be quite exciting. We're also going to be seeing Mata and Blinky go up against each other, which should be quite exciting. Blinky on the top of our leaderboard right now, and they're already in on their moving game.
He's found assigned to Constanza, which is on the coast there. Looks like both are in very similar areas.
Looks like it. Blinky with the 5K, though, to start us off. Oh, the 5K animation.
Yeah, how else would you start it with a 5K from Blinky?
Did he get a new gaming chair, or am I misremembering?
I'm not sure. Have we even seen him yet?
It's been a
in
little
our
while.
cast?
I think we saw him like week 1.
We're in
Who
Italy
knows?
now.
We're in Italy. Mata's gonna read this. He's gonna know. He's gonna go in the heel here.
Signed for Lecce, which is a big city in that Puglia area. Blinky also sees Lecce on that sign, so we'll go same area here.
Yeah, both players quite close to it. Mata a little closer.
It's a few points off of him. Nothing too significant, but again, just good for their mental. Take everything you can get.
He will round 3. Looks like a US by the looks of it. Little United States. We have a speed limit sign. Oh, looks like we got an American flag too. Can the players find any other information though?
I don't know if they know area codes. I would imagine Blinky probably does, because he just knows everything when it comes to moving. Mata goes Southern Illinois, Blinky Southern Indiana. So similar guesses, but not quite the same.
We'll see. Blinky. So close. What a guess.
Yep, so that's almost certainly area code knowledge from Blinky. Mata looks a little distressed. I wonder if he misremembered the area code or something like that, but if there's any information that a moving player can learn, Blinky has learned it. So, yeah, that's part of what makes him so incredibly scary.
Sure is. Got some Cyrillic here on these signs, but we have round concrete poles, we have Gen 4.
Yep, so this will be Bulgaria. Both players will know that, but again, oh, it looks like customs. Interesting. Customs suggests we're in a border city, which, wow, this. Oh, I think Blinky's got info,
Blinky.
Actually. The ferry, it might have said Svishtov. So
Make a lot of sense,
Blinky
also
has
with
the town.
customs.
So does Mata.
They've got it. They're locked in. Great guesses from both of them there. That's 2 4999s. We get a 0. Mata even with a little clap there.
Yeah, again, both very, very strong moving players. So they know what they're doing. And they're really able to use information very quickly and very impressively. This looks like rural Australia, which could be very consequential.
Yeah, we have Alice Springs there really quickly.
Northern Territory poll. Oh, Blinky's got a sign. Oh, but it doesn't say anything. Town Center and Satadine. He's also going Alice Springs. Yep.
Yep, both there. Nothing much going on. Quick little 69 points. Blinky holds his lead.
Okay, got Nigeria. Ooh. Is it Niger State, I think it says, but they both have that. So they'll both know the state. Or Mata's looking for it. He's not actually sure which one it is, but he's got it now. Blinky knows the state for sure. And it looks like he's found the town as well. He's just so fast. Oh, it was Mata who sent, but there. Okay, Blinky's got the town now. He's gonna 5k. No.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Sign was a little wrong or something.
Must have been, yeah. Blinky looked a bit confused, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the sign was probably bait.
Seems it was. Blinky still holds his lead though. We go to round 7 here. 4 times damage. The multis have really racked up now. Only 3 more rounds left to go in the moving game.
It's like in Indonesia here. We have these asymmetric pole tops, which are commonly found in East Java, as well as a lot of parts of, well, a lot of the rest of the country. But I think this looks like maybe East Java or possibly a Sumatra. I don't know though. What does it say? Lombok Timur. Ah, okay, so it's Lombok. This is an island that's actually east of Java. So Blinky's not in the right place. Did Mata miss that? He might not have seen the word Lombok. He had the info. Oh, he's actually going Sumbawa, so he's pretty close anyway. It's big though.
Oh, look at the hype from Mata. You love to see it. 4 times damage. That's a massive hit to Blinky's health. Yeah, and what an impressive little region guess there, even though he had the sign.
You wonder, though, I feel like if he had seen the word Lombok, he might have won there. If he had been on the correct island. So still maybe a bit of a missed opportunity for Mata there, because Blinky didn't find the same sign that Mata found. So Mata hyped about taking those points off of Blinky, but Blinky still very much in this game.
He is round 8, 4.5 times damage. Guatemala, their guesses are pretty close to each other. Blinky closer though.
No information, what a guess. Still, he needs more than that. He needs a country larger than Guatemala if he wants to get these points back.
Only 2 more rounds to do it.
Is it Indo again?
I believe it is here.
Bulls look like North Sumatra.
This looks quite similar to the round that ended the Fao Orlando game, to be honest.
Both players will be looking for what's called a Kabupaten or a Regency. And they're both going to know them. Blinky's got Kaur Selatan, so it's Bengkulu. But it looks like Mada's got the same. Yep. So this is not going to make the difference. So Blinky's going to need a good round 10. Both players, again, very impressive using this knowledge.
Mada's happy about that. Even though he's losing 1,000 points, he knows we're going into our final round here, around 10 out of 10. If Mada can keep the point lead, he will win, and he will take a moving game off of Blinky.
This is major for Mada if he can do it, although this is the US, and again, Blinky knows his area codes. I don't know if Mada does or not, but Blinky's got one already. 607, he's going Southern New York. This is... We will see if Mada can figure this out. But I think he's worried.
These plates look white, which wouldn't be New York.
Well, no, but
not always.
The
true,
newer
true. The
plates
newer
are
ones,
white.
it is Gen 4.
Oh,
He goes
Blinky wins
Kentucky. Wow. And he's on it. That actually will win Blinky the moving game at the end. You can see a little bit of disbelief on Blinky's face. Taking such an impressive win there without even much information besides an area code.
That's so tough for Mada. Taking Blinky to round 10, and he was ahead basically the entire time. But Blinky, he found the area code. He immediately knew what it was. He used it so quickly, so efficiently. And yeah, that's what Blinky does. You can't afford to make any mistakes against him, or he will punish you.
You cannot. We do go on to no move now. Mada disappointed. You see on the cam. Lock in, Mada. It's not over. Goes in quick. Southern Chile. It makes sense based off of the look of this round.
Yeah, Mada definitely knows that was an opportunity, but he can't let it get to him too much. He's still got to stay locked in here. He can still win this. It's not over until it's over.
I'd love to see this go to an NMPZ.
That would be fun.
That'd be quite fun. Mada makes a quick guess here. Blinky yet to commit, but in a similar area by the looks of it. Looks like Blinky tried to possibly move right around there, right before it ended, but stayed there. Mada taking 89 points off Blinky. Round 1. We go to round 2.
Okay, we've got these segmented poles, which are found in Brazil. Both of them instantly zooming into Santa Catarina. I wonder... What? Oh my god.
Wow. Both players
Oh my god.
with the exact same guess. However, it's Chile.
They were both 2,493 kilometers away exactly.
That is insane. I love that.
They both went Santa Catarina. The poles were weird because Chile poles generally they just have like one indent, but those poles had like 2 indents, which made them look like Brazil poles. So both players just saw that, they were like, that's a Brazil pole, and they just didn't think more about it.
That's insane. That might be my blunder of the week in the recap. We'll see.
It might be. That's a good one. Yeah. That's amazing. How is provincial misspelled on the map? Google, hello?
Oh, wait, where was that? I missed that.
It was where Blinky was zoomed in. It was like provincial something area, and they somehow spelled the word provincial wrong. I don't know.
Google,
I don't know
lock
how
in.
you let that happen, but anyway.
There we go, round 3 now. Players really took their time on this round, finding whatever they can. 10 seconds left on the clock, however.
Yeah, both going northern prairies in Canada. Very specific guess from Mada here. Okay.
Somewhat equidistant there, actually. So really not too much. But Mada a little closer with the multi-takes, 600 points off of Blinky's health.
Mada probably feels a little annoyed about the Chile round because he probably feels like that was an opportunity. He could have won the game right there if he had realized it was Chile. But again, that round was also probably handpicked to be difficult, so it makes sense that it fooled them both. So this is Russia. Both players zooming into Yekaterinburg, which makes sense. I think we have the B-type antenna, which is found very commonly around Yekaterinburg, so that's presumably the rationale that both players are using, and works out beautifully for them.
Very nice. 68 there. Mata loses his flawless.
I'm sure he still feels okay about how things are going so far, though, in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Both very strong no-move players. I think that NPC, I think Mata considers to be his weakest mode. But look at that guess from Blinky. Wow.
What an insane guess there from Blinky. No move. No information. So close. Round 6 now. 3.5 times damage. The multis are getting up there. It's getting serious.
My first thought was Peru here, which is where Blinky is zooming in. It makes sense with the landscape and the black car. But it's not an easy one.
Definitely not. Not a lot of information to go off of at all here. But Peru makes a lot of sense just because of the general landscape. We'll see if Mata follows suit. It seems like he possibly will here based off of him opening the map and zooming in.
Considering Colombia, though.
Yeah, he might.
Hard to say. Definitely a tough round. He is going to go Northern Peru, though. I do like the guess from both.
Yeah, they should be pretty close to each other now. Actually, shouldn't be too much of a difference. We'll see here. The timer runs out. Both of our players pretty close. And it's Mex! It's Mexico! What is happening this game?
You could see Blinky just covering his face like, what the heck is going on?
Wow.
He's kind of laughing sarcastically. What a crazy game this has been so far.
This is
it looks like it's been dead even, and it has been, but we had Brazil on Chile, and then we had Peru on Mexico. Wow.
You can't even fault them for that either. I mean, it looked like Peru.
No, I agree for sure. So we have a Portugal here. Blinky's scanning very far north. He maybe sees these high mountains and thinks it's one of the national parks, but yeah, he thinks it might be Serra da Estrela now. But now both players, I think, are quite close to each other. Again, not much on offer here.
Blinky, so close to it.
Yeah, he saw that mountain range and just lined it up. Thought maybe this is one of the big national parks in Portugal, and just beautifully done.
Very beautifully done. Round 8 now. 4.5 times damage, and both players still have quite a bit of points here. So we need to see some big hits. Quick Ireland guess from Mata. Blinky's following suit, however, in the southwest.
Okay. Well, he tried to region guess, and it kind of worked, but it was a little southwest of the center, but it wasn't as far southwest as he thought.
Yeah. We move on here. Round 9. This game is almost over. 5 times damage.
These sunflowers, maybe, that haven't bloomed yet? That's probably what's going on, so I don't know. I would imagine something like Kansas or Nebraska could work here, but I'm not sure. A lot of going Kansas.
I do like it. We'll see where Blinky follows. I think in a similar area, which makes sense.
I mean, it is the sunflower state, so... Going Nebraska, though. Enough of a difference to change who's ahead here. We shall see.
Yeah, we'll take a look. Who's gonna be closer? It's
Oh,
North Dakota. Blinky a little closer. Should be quite a bit of points there because the U.S. is so big and the multi's so high. We do go on to round 10, our final round of the no moving game.
See, he's shaking his head because he knows round limit. I mean, it's probably going to be Eastern Turkey. He still, in theory, could win in a Turkey round, but down by this much with the round limit, this is a really unfortunate situation for Mata to be in.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see if he can get anything done here. Mata hasn't played that bad, realistically. Just been a couple of those rounds where Blinky He's taking some decent points with the multis.
Mada's going far east, and I understand. He's moving now, but he surely feels like he has to take a risk here. He's not taking as much of a risk as I thought he would. I doubt with this separation that Mada can win, and he seems to agree with me there.
Yeah, I just not look very happy with this. Not happy about that round limit. We'll see how it goes. I mean, he does get a better guess. But even with 5.5, he's not going to take the game off that. Blinky's going to still hold more health at the end of that round, which wins him the game on the round limit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The round limit just sometimes makes for anticlimactic endings like that because it's too small a country for him to really make up the points. But yeah, unfortunate for Mada, especially because I'm sure he feels like he had opportunities in that game, not only being ahead after round 9 in the moving game, but also, there was the Chile round where they both went Brazil, and then the Mexico round where they both went Peru. Mada definitely probably feels like he could have won that match. Things gone a little bit differently, so definitely frustrated to lose 2-0.
Yeah, not the way he wanted to go. We can take a look at the matches that happened off stream really quickly and just take a look at their scores, see what went down. Looks like Kent got a 2-0 versus Skill Issue. MK got a 2-0 versus Fly Me. And Dev with the 2-1 against RC also. I think that's the most shocking for me to see. Personally, RC one of the top, near the top of the leaderboard, still holding second place, even though he just took that loss. But Dev, impressive win.
Yeah, Dev's an excellent player, and we clearly see that there. We've seen him a couple times so far, but definitely one of the stronger players in the league. So, yeah, that's major win for Dev, and also Kent, I believe, winning his not only his first match, but his first games in his 5th match. So much needed win for Kent, and maybe he can continue that momentum going forward.
Yeah, I hope so. Should be good. Guys, we're going to go to a break. When we come back from the break, we're going to see Ston versus Swan Gambit. Should be exciting. We'll also be seeing Blinky Yanek after that. But first, it'll be Ston Swan Gambit. Stay tuned. Should be a great match. Should be very exciting. Take a little break, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed a short little break. Maybe you got a snack. Enjoy that snack if you did get one. Guys, we're back. I'm Project Bloom, or Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons here to walk you through the World League. We have had 3 slots of matches so far today. Some very exciting stuff went down, and we're back with our final one. It should be a great time. I'm very excited. We're seeing Ston versus Swan Gambit. Going to be a good matchup. Any thoughts there, Jake?
Yeah, it's going to be great. I don't think we've seen these two play each other on the world stage before. There was the Polish wildcard tournament that was a qualifier for the 2024 World Cup. Both players were in that, but I don't believe they faced each other. These are also players who haven't played a lot of games overall in this league, so we just haven't really seen a lot of them. So I think it's going to be really fun. The Polish players clashing against each other. It should be a really tight game.
Yeah, should be good. We're going to take a look at our schedule really quickly, see what has gone down so far today, as well as what we have left. Again, as we mentioned, Swan Gambit. We're also going to be getting Blinky and Yanek later on in this stream, which should be great. That'll be our second match, and very excitingly, we're going to get a winner's interview from that second matchup. So either Blinky or Yanek, whoever wins, we'll get a chance to talk to them. It should be a good time. Some other matches going on. Dev's going to play Ocean Man, another battle of some Americans. We've seen a couple of those today. Actually, RC Ocean Man, Dev RC, now Dev Ocean Man. Should be good. Rick's Sadzu, as well as Kent versus MK. Any thoughts on any of those other matches?
Yeah, a few more good ones. I think Ocean Man versus Dev, again, the American Derby, very, very interesting. Dev coming off a big win against Radu, so definitely feels like he has some momentum, I'm sure. And of course, Ocean Man also played Radu and lost 2-0, so Ocean Man feeling probably like he'll need to bounce back there. And then, yeah, the others interesting too. Kent and MK is going to be fun. Kent, again, a little bit of momentum after winning his very first match of the league. So we'll see if he can carry that forward against MK, again, one of the strongest players in the tournament, and MK, of course, also coming off a 2-0 win.
Yeah, I'll be super curious to see how that ends up going later. We'll get to see the results of that. Here are our overall standings as well. This is where we stand right now. Week 4, we're nearing the end of Week 4's matches. Blinky with a pretty big lead here has been holding first place for quite a while. Very impressive. Anything else you want to note here?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've seen Kent getting out of last place. Armani 9-5. I mean, I guess one general thing to note about the standings, I made this up last week. I basically said a good benchmark for the players to aim for is to have twice as many points as matches played, which I still think holds up. We did a little bit more number crunching just to see whether that's true or not. But I think it looks likely that if you're able to stay above that 2 points per match mark, you're very likely to finish not only top 12, but probably top 8, top 7, top 6, which means you're probably pretty comfortably going to be qualifying for the World Cup. So I think that aiming, it's a high goal to aim for, but aiming for about 2 points per match overall is going to give players a pretty good, benchmark to aim for, and if you can reach that, you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, definitely. And this world ranking points decides who goes to the World Cup. So you want to be up there. You want to be top 12 at least. We're going to take a look at Swan Gambit now. Should be a good match. Looks like a 20% win rate currently from Ston, but he, again, hasn't played too many matches yet. So an important round win here for him. Hopefully he can get it. We'll see. Swan Gambit as well with 67% win rate, but also very few matches played. So impressive, but we'll see how he fares as he plays more matches here. They have a similar accuracy there, similar guess time. Should be a pretty close matchup. I'm excited. We'll see where they're standing right now. Ston 32nd and Swan Gambit in 40th, but again, really has not played many games at all, Swan. So this should be a good chance for him to move up.
He's played one, I believe. I think he's literally played one match.
Oh, yeah.
He won 2-1, and that's it. He was supposed to have another one, but it got canceled, I think, technical difficulties or something. But, yeah, Swan's literally played one match, so he's actually doing okay, even if it doesn't look like it in the table.
Yes, very true. I forgot about that cancellation. So, yes, he has only played one. That other match of his will happen sometime off stream. We do see 0 points here, round 1.
Yep, similar
Zero.
guesses. Players probably seeing the mountains on both sides, which is a very common clue for Akureyri in the north of Iceland. So, not much to say about that one. This looks like North America, though. US or Canada. We might see some more significant damage dealt in this round.
Definitely possible here. Players moving, but not finding much. You think Swan is using his phone as a cam right now?
Yes, it looks like it.
I think so. I think so.
That might have been
Vertical.
the technical difficulty that delayed the start.
It's true. Could have been for sure. The iPhone cam works. You know, we take it.
Yep. Man, this is a bit rough as a moving round. It looks like there just isn't any information within a minute of the start. So, both players just going to have to try and vibe guess.
Yeah, vibe guess whatever they can. We have an Illinois here from Swan. Where will Stefan follow? He does have a guess in, and it's close. Looks like he's in Minnesota, but it's North Dakota, close to the border. That's big points for Stefan there. That's 3,000 damage.
That's a great guess. Looked pretty Canada-like, so guessing up there does make sense, although, again, Swan's guess makes sense as well. I think you get a lot of those sort of directional streets in Illinois, too, and that very flat landscape would have worked, too, so unfortunate for Swan Gambit, but nice guess from Stefan.
Very nice. We moved around 3. We have 2 times multiplier now. That's something. We have a Sweden zoom here from Stefan near Stockholm. Swan yet to open the map.
Yeah, Swan's got a couple signs. I don't know if he's able to tell the language from that. Looks like it. Yep. Makes sense. It's sort of flat but slightly hilly landscape you get in Sweden. It's almost like a hybrid between Norway and Finland. So, very similar guesses from both players. And they're right on it.
Very similar. Right there. Stefan a little closer. Holds his lead. Still flawlessing.
Round number 4. Is this a Russia? Or is it like a Serbia? I'm not sure.
It might be a Serbia. I can't tell. Yeah, I think it... Ooh, I kind of like that. We have no antenna here on the Google car, which can be pretty indicative of Serbia.
Should be
compared
Serbia,
to... Yeah,
or North Macedonia, but there is a flag there.
Yeah, there was a Serbian flag there by the looks of it. We'll see if the players can find any helpful information here. Maybe a town name, something like that. It can be hard to find town names within towns, actually, so sometimes it's better to go out of them, which seems like Swan might be heading that direction. You get out, you get some, you know, more rural signs that tell you where the towns are. Those can be quite helpful.
Looks like neither has found much, though. Both just gonna guess kind of in the middle. One Kragujevac, one Belgrade, and it's pretty much the same distance from them.
But Stefan holding a flawless there.
Yep, he's been playing solidly so far. There hasn't been a lot of info so far. This has almost felt more like a no-moving game, just given the players have not found much. But surely this round they get something, I would think.
Surely. There they are. There's the signs. That's something. They don't look too important, however, but it's more signs than in some of these previous rounds. See if they can find anything even more helpful here.
Yeah, we're going to be in Spain. We had Spanish language on the signs, but that town is going to be very small, so Stefan's just going to leave and see if he can find some sort of highway number or something along those lines.
This is just what I was talking about last round. Sometimes it's better to kind of get out of the town area. Then you see the signs that can help, like this.
Rioja, it's an autonomous community, and not only that, but it's a very small one, which means Stefan's likely to be quite close, and Swan Gambit is not close. Yep. Actually 5K'd. Wow.
Wow, what a 5K from Stefan. So impressive. And it takes the game. Just flawless. He just flawless Swan Gambit moving.
Really well played by Stefan, and maybe some of that moving practice that he did yesterday paying off for him there. But did a great job getting out of town, realizing there might be some info on the outside like that. finding the autonomous community, knowing what it was, and finding the 5K. Well played.
Very impressive stuff. We're going to go on to no move now. Swan, not looking too happy about the way that went. But Swan, you can lock in. It's anybody's game. We're going to move on to no moving. Should be good. Does Swan have a bit of a blanket there hung up as a background?
Yeah.
He does. Okay, cool.
It's attached to like a punching bag by the looks of it.
Maybe in between matches, that's how he warms up. Just hits the punching bag.
Maybe you should do it right now. Intimidation.
Yeah.
Tactic.
That would be some sort of intimidation tactic.
Just between games just starts, yeah.
Imagine they could see each other's cams, and so what they do is
Exactly.
in between, he's just like doing that.
Like Consus with the knuckle cracking. Like.
Yeah, exactly. But even like taking it way farther, getting involved in the punching bag, like come on.
I mean, if I was Swan Gambit, I'd be scared. That's for sure.
Or he brings it to a LAN. Imagine he brings the punching bag so that in between matches he can really intimidate his opponents.
I like the strategy for sure.
I'm sure it'd pay off. Somebody would get a little intimidated. We go to no move. We're in. We're locked.
This is, again, both players will know this. You have the low camera. The blur under the car is super wide, which tells you you're in Switzerland or Japan, but that wasn't Japan, so.
Ston still has not taken damage here from Swan. Let's see if that can change round 2.
Yeah, the double flawless would be quite impressive. I think we saw Radu do that to
we did.
89 in week 1. I don't know if we've seen it since, though.
Looks like we got a Thailand here by the looks of it. Some Thai language.
Yellow center line, Thai poles, yep. A lot of very good clues for Thailand. Question is where? I like the Bangkok guess. It looks very flat, sort of urban. It wouldn't shock me. Was he going Chiang Mai? That's interesting.
Wow. Well, that's going to be a big difference. That Swan's hit back, finally taking big damage off of Ston. That's 2k damage.
See Ston frustrated with himself, thinking, why the heck did I do that? I am surprised that he did that. It was a risk, because, I mean, it could have been Chiang Mai, but it's just less likely. Ooh, Brazil, very empty landscape. Reminds me maybe of, like, Mato Grosso or like Western Bahia or Tocantins. You get this kind of landscape. Western Bahia I like a lot, and Mato Grosso. Okay, well those are the two options. Stefan's switching to Mato Grosso now, though. Swan Gambit has a road that lines up pretty well. Yeah, he could have it. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see here. Stefan, I don't think has placed a marker down yet, but he's definitely zoomed in.
Yep.
Oh, he has
thinking
placed one
about
down.
Western Bahia, but he's still in Mato Grosso for now. Swan Gambit. I mean, heck, he could be on the 5K. He's got a road that lines up really well. Nope. Okay.
It is just farther west.
That is.
But that's big points again for Swan. Swan's really making a comeback here. See if he can hold it. Maybe he takes the dub. Maybe we go to NMPZ, or will Ston make a comeback here? We're on round 4 now, 2.5 times damage. The multis have racked up a bit. We appear to be in a Tunisia round by the looks of things.
Yep.
Swan with a quick zoom.
Instantly going for gut best. I like it. I mean, it's pretty dry. Makes sense that we'd be towards the southern part of the country. Ston a little more north. Okay.
Pays off for Ston. That last second move a little farther north gets him 725 damage there to Swan.
Small hit, but a hit nonetheless. Needs to make the comeback, and that's the way to start.
He's got to do it somehow. Round 5, 3 times damage here. Pretty rural location. We do have some signs and things like that, and possibly some low cam. Yep, so should just be Japan.
Probably north is my thought. Yeah.
It feels quite north.
I thought it could even be more north than that, which, yep, Ston is going for. Yep.
Wow, works out really well for Ston there. 3 times damage. Big hit back. However, Swan still has a lead. However, that lead is pretty small now.
Something about the vegetation felt very north, almost Hokkaido about that round, so I like the guess a lot from Ston.
Agreed, round 6 here. Looks like a Canada, I would assume.
It is. I don't know if that sign, there was a sign in the distance. I don't know if they can tell what the language is from that. I can't, but their screens are larger than mine. It's a tough one.
Definitely tough. I like possibly just like far north Saskatchewan maybe, or far north Manitoba, something along those lines could make sense to me, but also could very well be Ontario. A lot of options here.
Hard to call. I do like Gravel Shoulder. I like the idea of like a North Manitoba, Sask too, yeah. It's tough though. Could even be Alberta.
Definitely could. Oh wow. Swan
It's
going Manny.
Manitoba. It's different, so this could be game.
It is the far north Saskatchewan. Ston with 3.5 times damage. That's going to take him the game. Swan with an impressive start, but could not see it all the way through. Ston impressively taking the game 2-0.
Ston takes the Polish Derby with a really nice 5k to end out the moving game, and then a really consistent set of guesses in the no move. I think deserved victory for him. He played really, really well, and yeah, he'll feel very good about how that went.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got a low win percentage so far, so that's going to be very good for him mentally going on forward in this competition, as well as just to win that one game must feel nice. Good match to say the least. That's not our last match of the day, though. However, we are going to get Blinky versus Yanek as well on the mainstream. Our final match should be very exciting, and the winner of that match we will interview. We're going to ask them some questions, see how they've been enjoying the league. Should be great as well to see. Any thoughts on this coming match, Jake?
Gonna be a good one. I mean, Blinky is Blinky. We've seen him play. We know what he can do. We saw him with the 2-0 against Mata. But Yanek definitely has had a tough start, as I recall, to the league. He's had, it's been a little bumpy for him. So definitely looking to get back on track. This is going to be a tough match for him to do that because of just how strong Blinky is. But again, Yanek, a great player in his own right, and definitely has a chance here.
Take a look at their stats. Blinky with a 93% win rate, winning 14 out of 15 games. That's games, not matches. Unbelievable. So, really, really impressive stats. That's 69% precision. We know he's got the 5Ks on lock. We'll see how he does in moving here.
Yep, average guess time pretty similar between the two players, although you see the precision is much, much higher for Blinky. It shows just how close he's able to get, especially in those moving games, but just in general, he has incredible consistency. It really comes through in the stats, and of course, in the incredible win rate. But this should be a fun one. Again, Yanek definitely the underdog, but don't count him out.
Agreed. It should be a good matchup here. Gonna be a fun way to end out the day. We'll see where the players are. Blinky, that first place player, and very confidently been holding first place most weeks. And Yanek, 28th here with 8 points. That's a pretty big difference. We'll see how this goes.
Yep. I don't remember exactly how many matches Yanek has played. It doesn't say on this version of the standings, but I think he's probably a little bit below where he wants to be, maybe kind of on the edge of that sort of regionals qualification threshold. It definitely feels like he needs to step it up.
Yeah. We'll see how they fare against each other. The blue fits. We like the little kind of matching here. Blue fits. We'll see how they do up against each other. We're going to start off with moving. We know how moving can go for Blinky. We'll see if we get some nice little 5Ks here. Should be fun.
Yep. Starting in, what looks like Argentina, I want to say. Interesting flat landscape. Kind of reminds me of like Mendoza area, which I think he's going to San Juan, so pretty similar area, but a lot of, yeah, these areas kind of near the Andes, sort of middle of the country, a lot like this with this sort of dry landscape with the mountains in the distance. Yanek is going for Mendoza. And
what a guess from Blinky. Great way for Blinky to start that. Taking 500 points off of Yanek's health bar there.
Presumably what he did there was line up the mountains. He probably saw that there was a range to the east, which is pretty unusual, but there is notably a range in San Juan to the east. Both players the same sign here. I don't know if they will know the towns. Blinky does. But Yanek is scanning for them. He does not have them at the moment.
We should see a very good guess from Blinky here. Should see some decent points.
Vic. I think he's a little off here. Yep.
Wow, what an insanely quick 4999 from Blinky. That's already 3,000 more damage taken on Yanek's health bar there. Blinky, such a big lead, and we're only going into round 3.
It's amazing what Blinky's able to do. Not only, you know, find those signs, but use them so quickly. It's like he just sees that, he knows, like, he knows where the towns are, he knows where the road is, he knows what direction he's in. It's just, he's so fast.
So impressive. Yanek opting for just a very quick guess here, trying to not give Blinky any time to find anything, but Blinky still just closer. What a crazy guess, 2 times damage. That brings Yanek down to 1,600 health. Blinky flawlessing.
Blinky notably can read Bengali, so Yanek figured there's no point moving around, giving Blinky time to figure out where he is. Bangladesh, one of Blinky's strongest countries, so Yanek's just like, I'm just going to click Dhaka, go next, and try and get a country I'm a little more confident with. Guess again from Yanek, which makes sense. Again, letting Blinky move around and have time to find info is never a very good idea.
Never a good idea. You want to put the pressure on, but Blinky's still closer. I mean, you give him 15 seconds. 15 seconds is enough for the reigning world champion. Blinky impressively 4-round win on moving against Yanek.
There's a reason he won the World Cup, folks. Amazing stuff.
So amazing to see. Is he jamming out? We've all seen the Blinky jam GIF, I hope. It's a classic.
It is a classic. Well, yeah, Yanek probably not feeling great about how that first game went, but again, nobody really expects to win a moving game against Blinky, and so Yanek, he knows he's still in this. He knows that was not likely to go his way, but he's got a couple more games, or at least one more game here to prove that he's got what it takes.
We're in no move now, possibly on a US here, by the looks of it. We'll see if they can find anything.
Yeah, US or Canada, I'm not actually sure. It looks like more like Canada to me. I would say one of the prairie cities.
Oh yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. Oh, we actually have a Vancouver here or a Surrey.
Oh, it could be Vancouver.
Wow.
Yeah, because we have front plates on the car, so that's makes it more likely. Oh boy.
Oh my god, and a Toronto here from Yanek. Wait, this is gonna be massive points for round 1. No multiplier, so it can't be game, but this is gonna be big.
Yep.
Wow. 4,920 from Blinky. Yanek over near Toronto.
And I think that the architecture maybe there weren't enough bricks and things for it to be Toronto.
Yeah.
You had a lot more like wooden houses and things further west, so very unfortunate start for Yanek. Now he has to make a serious comeback. And you wonder if he's a little bit rattled. Maybe not making the best guesses that he could. It's not over.
It's scary going up against Blinky. Understand being a little rattled there.
Yeah, it messes with your mind. I mean, I played Blinky in the World Cup in 2023, and he almost double flawlessed me. I think I took like 7 points off of him in 2 games, so I definitely understand the feeling.
Yeah, and he's closer still. What a guess. Yanek does stay alive, though.
He's just got to get on. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure what Yanek's strengths are in terms of countries. I don't know where he feels most comfortable, but he's just hoping for something that gives him any kind of advantage.
It is doable, no move. Blinky sometimes blunders.
First Canada round didn't go particularly well for Yanek, but that doesn't mean the second one won't. I think he's looking at a very specific intersection, trying to line this up. I do like the Quebec guess with the way the bollards look in the landscape. Yep, both going Quebec. But again, it's a big province.
It is a big province. They both are pretty close to each other right now. Blinky switches to Quebec City. Yanek considering switching farther north. No P staying. Oh, both Quebec City. If they keep it there, we shouldn't see too many points. We should see around 4. Yanek opting to move a little farther west. He stays Quebec City.
He's back to Quebec City.
Oh, wow. If he had moved a little west there, he would have broken the Blinky flawless.
Still does.
Oh, he still does, but just by 72. Not much. But he does stay alive. We get to another round. We get to a round 4. Multis are rising. Yanek needs those multis to rise if he wants a chance at possibly taking this whole game and moving to NMPZ. It is technically doable. Seems scary to accomplish, though, against the way Blinky is playing.
But the higher the multipliers get, the more random it gets, and the better Yanek's chances get. So we will see here. It does look like the US. I like the Utah. Yes, I think that's roughly where Blinky is right now. Probably one of the 4 corner states, but hard to say exactly, or it could be like a Nevada too. But a lot of points on offer here. I mean, the US is big, and the multiplier is pretty significant. So
Yanek does a last-second switch into northern Utah. Blinky kind of border Arizona, Utah. This could be some pretty big points. Yanek moves a little more central here, last second.
This could end it.
They're pretty close to each other, though. Yanek closer. Not going to kill Blinky, but it's going to take some damage. It's going to keep him alive. It's going to take us to round 5.
Would have killed Yanek had it been south, but he made a really nice guess. He lives to see another round.
With the multis this high, Yanek pretty much needs to make the closer guess every round here.
Maybe the Philippines, we have language on that little sign. It's just a political poster, but it had English language on it, which eliminates all the other Southeast Asian options here. I do like that architecture. I like Mindanao. The sort of thatched, like, window, like, thing. I don't know if Blinky, that there on that building, to me, feels more Mindanao. That thing that Yanek is currently looking at. So I do like the guess in the southern Philippines from Blinky. Yanek is all over the place.
Yeah, Yanek not seeming very confident. We'll see. He's going to keep it pretty central here. He's possibly hedging. You really got to commit in a situation like this. Blinky with the commit in Mindanao. Will it pay off for him? 5 seconds left. Yanek staying in the hedge position. We'll see what happens here. 1 second left to go. It is central.
Gross.
Yanek stays alive.
He stays alive. He does what he needs to do. I understand the guess from Blinky. I probably would have been in a similar area myself. But nice guess from Yanek.
Very nice guess. Round 6 now. 3.5 times damage. Possibly in New Zealand by the looks of it. Based off of this foliage, this landscape. Blinky has opted to go there. Yanek not open the map yet. He's going to New Zealand. He's going South Island, but in the north of it. Yep. Blinky thinking a very similar area. If they have close guesses. Oh, is Yanek considering going further north? North Island. He's in Auckland now.
Northland even. I do like the South Island mountains guess. Although, again, New Zealand's really tough. You get mountains all over the country. Oh my gosh, he's actually switching to Northland.
He's switching it. Wait, now Blinky considers it too?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, I'm not very good at New Zealand. This is tough. This is really tough. Now he's thinking max south.
Full switch?
I don't know what's going on right now. Is Blinky still South Island?
He's still in South Island. He's not going to move the guess. They're both confused here. Yanek in the North Island. Where will it be? That's right. Equidistant between them. Yanek just slightly closer there. Staying alive. Taking us to round 7.
Wow. Incredible. I thought it might end there. I mean, if it was up north, it would have ended. If it was down south, it would have ended. But it was right between them.
Round 7 now. 4 times damage on the edge of my seat here. Yanek staying alive beautifully.
This is interesting. I am not sure what's going on here.
Very difficult round.
Sumatra. You only see one house, and it's really kind of a weird-looking house.
It is strange, isn't it? Difficult round. They both feel pretty confident in Indonesia, however, not confident where in Indonesia. Both in... Yeah, oh wow, the move to Sulawesi. Yanek was already in Sulawesi. Both pretty close to each other again.
This is edge of your seat stuff right now. The players are just jumping all over the place. Now he's in Sumba. What? Wow.
Wait.
Now
Soon
Yanek
would
is
be
in
much more
Sumatra.
dry.
I mean,
Oh
not
no,
always. Rainy
not always.
season,
That's true.
You never know.
True. Some rainy season coverage. We'll see. These are massively different guesses. This should be the game for
It's
Yanek.
North Sumatra. Oh my gosh! I think that was the first place Blinky zoomed in.
It was. Blinky first was right there, almost 5K. Almost took too long to debate. Switched his guess so many times. Yanek with the switches as well, but Yanek ending up in the right place. We take it to NMPZ, where realistically, this is the opportunity. This is the way to possibly beat Blinky, is you do take him to NMPZ. So this is insane for Yanek. He really could take a W here. This is going to be exciting.
Really impressive comeback from Yanek there, especially after that first. What was it? It was the first round where he went Vancouver or Toronto on Vancouver, and he came back from that. Incredible.
So incredible. We're in round one here. Quick, confident zoom from Blinky on NMPZ. Yanek maybe going Guatemala while Blinky's in Colombia. Wait, this is going to be big points, even though it's round one. No multi yet. We'll still see decent damage.
Is he in Guad or Mexico? I can't tell. He's thinking about Colombia, though.
He's moving to
gonna go
Mex.
Mexico.
Wow, it is Colombia. Yanek not happy about that, but you can be happy there's no multis yet.
Yep,
You've come back from worse.
Same deal as that Canada round. There were multipliers that would have ended right there, but Yanek's still in this.
Round two here. Looks like we have an Argentina guess from Yanek. I do like it.
Yeah, both thinking Argentina. It's not an easy round. End up in very similar areas here.
They do end up pretty close. Blinky moves a little farther south, though. Southeast of where Yanek is guessed. We'll see which one ends up being closer. Hard to tell. We did try and move it there last second, and it's Mexico!
Oh my gosh, what are we seeing? We had the Peru on Mexico incident. We had the Brazil on Chile incident. You're going to have multiple blunders of the week at this point.
I might have to. Quick Vienna zoom here from Blinky. Round three.
Yeah. I don't mind the guess.
Yeah, both just
Similar
going
idea
right near
for
Vienna.
St. Putin. Okay. Good guess from Blinky.
A little farther west. 210 down to Yanek's health. We move on to round four.
Back to Southeast Asia. I think, at least.
Yeah, looks
Unless
like
it's
a Malaysia or
Nigeria something,
Indonesia,
but- Yeah,
I'd say
I
here.
agree. We have really flat palm trees. And Blinky zooming in on Riau, which I like. Kalimantan could work too, but now he's over in Riau. Not a lot to go off of in this round.
Yeah, quite difficult. Again, NMPZ, this is the one still image they get. That's it. This is all they have to go off of.
Now Blinky thinking about Kalimantan. Yanek is in Sumatra. Blinky thinking about swimming.
Does he
he's
do
back
a
to
little
Riau.
swimming? Nope, they're back. They're together
Oh my
again.
gosh. Wow, they are together for now.
Yeah, both
anyone
kind of
switch?
Riau. Blinky farther south a little bit.
Wow.
Yanek with a crazy guess there.
Yeah. Oh, he went ahead and guessed in the city, big city, and worked out for him. It's pretty significant damage there.
That is definitely making the game a little more even as we go into round 5. What appears to be a Japan by the looks of it. Japanese plate there on the side of the pole. Can they get any info off of it? We'll see.
Yeah, there's a plate there, but I think it's a national plate, like an NTT plate. I think it's one of the ones that doesn't give away the region, which is why the players look pretty unsure. It's interesting with how flat it is. is a tricky round.
This is
No
quite a
doubt.
tricky round. Blinky considering farther south, possibly, or even an island.
I'm wondering, is it an NTT plate, or could that be a Kanto plate? It almost looks like a Kanto plate, but I mean, Kanto is where Yanek is. Blinky's not, though, so...
Blinky considering Okinawa. You see that
Just
little
thinking
zoom
about it.
there on the map. Is he going to send it or not? Seems like he isn't going to lock it in. Yep, he doesn't end up switching. If it is there, he might be a little disappointed, but
It's
it
Kanto.
isn't, so it works out. Sub Jake N.
I do wonder if that was a Kanto plate. I don't know, because some of the white generic ones just look, well, generic, and it's hard to tell, but the shape of the characters, it might actually have been. But both players still pretty close.
Blinky seems quite confident in a town here, which is surprising. Very impressive if he gets it right, but Yanek also
Well,
confident in
they
a town,
both got
but
the border
a very
vibe, but it's
different
not
one.
the same town. Unless this is like Juarez or something, it probably ends it. He's switching. Is he going
Is he gonna
Reynosa?
switch to Reynosa also? Oh
He's
my,
not.
he doesn't!
Oh my gosh.
He almost did, and that would have kept him alive, but Blinky takes the game on NMPZ. So impressive there at the end of the comeback.
Yeah.
He
they
wins.
both had the border vibe, but the Mexico-US border is so long, it's just, what part of the border are you at? Hard to tell. And Blinky made a really, really nice guess. Take it.
Yeah, it did work out for Blinky in the end, but what an exciting match. I love... We keep ending the days with such amazing matches that give so
Yep.
much excitement. I love to see that. That was really, really great. That no-move comeback from Yanek, I mean, wow. What an exciting match.
Yep.
We did
really
we did get a Blinky win there, and so because of that, whenever he is ready, we will get a chance to talk to him. But before that, we will look at how everything else went down. MK got a 2-0 versus Kent. Sadzu a 2-1 over Rix. Dev a 2-1 over Ocean Man.
Yeah, so a lot of players having really good days and a couple players having really bad days today. MK with 2-2-0 victories, Dev with a couple of victories, including against Radu, and then Sadzu also winning 2-0 against Yanek, and then 2-1 against Rix. Really nice performances from all of those players, and then Blinky still undefeated in his matches. Really great matches we saw today.
Yeah, seriously impressive stuff and a really fun day of matches. Let's take a look at our overall standings now that all of the matches have played out here. Blinky still holding first place, now by a very big margin, the biggest we've seen so far. That's 28 points. Very impressive, and MK has shot right on up to fourth.
Yep, MK is above that twice as many points as matches threshold, so he's feeling very, very good about where he is. Radu as well did take his first loss, but it's also worth noting he has played one less match than Blinky, or one fewer match. So, yeah, still pretty tight at the top between, I think, most of the players we probably expected to be up there. Although, again, Captain, not a player we got to see today, but Captain probably a player we didn't expect to be that high up. So really great start for him as well.
Yeah, very impressive. Guys, with all that said, we have a chance to talk to Blinky, currently our first place in the world ranking. Blinky, man, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. It feels good to win.
Great. I love to hear that. You're undefeated right now. Is this kind of what you expected, and do you think you'll be able to continue that?
I mean, I never expect to be undefeated, honestly. Like, it's always surprising, but also, like, it's not like I'm surprised myself by how good I am. I feel like I'm still playing not as good, and I still get so lucky every time. Like, it's actually crazy. And I finally I got kind of unlucky, I guess, on that one loss to, like, in this last match with the, round order. But yeah, it's only fair with all the other games I won with the Omega Lucky. Like, I don't know, no, that wasn't casted, I guess, but like earlier I just get stomped my Mada, and then last round is like the perfect round I needed with an US area code. That kind of
Yep.
stuff,
That was cast, actually. We
Okay.
did see that one, so yep. Yeah, definitely. There was definitely a little luck on your side against Mata for sure, and I think there was that match against, was it Eamon in week one? That was definitely went your way as well. I did want to actually ask you about that Sumatra round, because that was the one that you lost on to Yanek, because I remember that you did zoom in on North Sumatra first. I guess I just wanted to ask what was your thought process on that round, because you were kind of switching all over the place and it was kind of a crazy round.
Yeah, I mean the instant vibe was pretty eastern, like because of the soil, I guess, and like the kind of short vegetation. I thought like maybe Southeast Sula or Nusas. And then I zoom down the valley and like I see the terrain and I see some like a lot of areca palms grouped together, which normally would indicate like a northwestern Sumatra. But they do grow like in places randomly, like people can plant them. Like it could have been, you know, just random plants, like a palm farm, like or something. And so I didn't trust them because the rest of the vegetation I thought didn't look for where I wanted to guess. Like there was not enough pines or, you know, high altitude vegetation that you would get around that area in North Sumatra, I thought. So in the end I just tried to think of something else that could work.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
No, yeah, it was interesting to hear your thought process because I personally was definitely pretty turned around on that one. Didn't really know, so yeah, it's cool to hear what you were thinking.
Yeah, always nice to get a little a look in on that. Well, you're in first. How does it feel? You're feeling good. Can we expect anything new? We had a couple Mexico blunders there, maybe some Mexico practice. Like what's next for Blinky?
Yeah. I mean, that NPC one was actually pretty hard, I feel like. Not many people would get that one. No move though, yeah, I guess was a blunder. It's just for some reason, it looks like, you know, a bunch of coverage I've seen recently in Peru, and then I questioned that way too late in the round. Like, I don't know if you see me try to I zoom out and look at Mexico, I was like, wait. But it's too late to switch.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a blunder for sure. But I thought,
And then the
you know,
Chile,
not too
Brazil,
bad at Mexico. I even, you know, I win the last round on Mexico and NPZ, so you know.
Yeah.
Not much practice.
You got it.
Not much practice, especially in the coming weeks. You know, I'm gonna be on vacation, so not much practice.
Okay. Well, enjoy vacation, Blinky. Thank you so much for talking to us. Always nice, and congrats, man. You're really killing it. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you so much, and you know, good casting, guys. Love you.
Thank you, Blinky. We'll see you around. Love to hear from him. What a guy, Blinky. First place, guys. That's our day. Wrapped and done. Great matches today. Was a lovely time. Jake, any final words?
It was a lovely time. Like you said, it's so fun to be able to do this every week and see the amazing level of all the players. And yeah, it's a blast. So can't wait to be back.
Yeah, guys, we appreciate you watching. We appreciate those of you who are coming by every week, taking a look when you can. We're having a good time here casting. We hope you're having a good time watching, guys. I've been Bloom, joined by Jake Lyons. Have yourself a lovely rest of the day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.